Welcome to the PP Show, where the D-Gens come to have discussions. Here at the PP Show, everyone has a voice, no matter how long you've traded in the markets. We love all opinions at the PP Show, and we hope you do too. Always remember this show is mainly comprised of opinion, speculation, and entertainment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, you dildo enthusiasts. God bless Teddy and G. America. One last thing, always remember
doing tonight, man? It's great to see you guys. Thank you for joining me on the PP Show, man, where we love talking about all things related to Bed Bath & Beyond, man. So right on, it's great to see you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. So there is some interesting stuff to get into tonight, also pertaining to Marcus Lemonis, man. There have been some replies on Twitter that we should highlight tonight. Again, we have an 8K as well pertaining to BYON. And it's very interesting. It looks like they're replacing the entire board at this point. The thing is, man, is that there's a couple, PP's got a bone to pick with Mr. Marcus tonight. All right. According to Marcus, he says that Bed Bath Q shareholders get nothing. No equity. So I want to talk about that tweet today. I would love to get some other people on it as well, because I don't agree with Marcus here, man. So right on. So there's another couple things that we need to get into as well tonight. Edwinbarnes will be joining us tonight, man. His first ever appearance on the PP Show, man. Not only that, it appears Edwin wants to do an exclusive with his DD tonight. I believe part 4 that essentially solves everything, man. And I didn't ask Edwin to do this. He wanted to do it on his own. So nonetheless, we have an exclusive here on the PP Show tonight with Edwinbarnes. Super fucking hype. Super excited to see him tonight, man. All right, let's get into the legality, man, and we'll go ahead and start the show off. Keep in mind, man, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor, so please seek the avenues to do so, man. You're not going to find it here. A lot of this is opinion, a lot of this is speculation, and a whole bunch of it, man, is entertainment, all right? If you haven't guessed it already, I'm in a fucking astronaut outfit, for God's sakes, man. Keep in mind, any guests who come on the show, man, nobody here is a professional. So if you hear any opinions, you hear any TA, you hear any speculation, man, keep in mind, nobody here is a professional. All right. We just like getting together and we like talking about the stock. All right. It's no different than getting drunk in a goddamn bar all night long, talking about something you love, man. So keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the show tonight, man. Like I said, a lot of stuff to get into. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Michael. All right, Michael, how you doing tonight, man? Great to see you, Michael, in 4K. Right on, man. It's great to see you.
Good.
Yeah,
finally,
you came out
somehow
good.
Magic. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic, actually. I'm super pumped.
Good. Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. There's a lot of stuff to get into, man. Again, a lot of stuff pertaining to Marcus, man. And there was also a follow-up tweet I saw with Bill as well. Bill even went out of his way, to ask a more direct question. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff to get into tonight, man. But the Marcus Lemonis stuff, man, just rubbed me the wrong fucking way, man, tonight. I mean, I'm a little bit pissed about it, man. Yeah.
Kind of got me bullish, actually.
Here's my issue. Why don't we pull it up? Show everybody. But it rubbed me the wrong way. Sorry, fellas. I'm trying to not say goddamn as much. Because we love the Lord, man. So right on. Okay. Yes, perfect. All right. So essentially, there was actually so let me say, can you pull up the one that I sent you? Because it actually has the guy's question.
Yeah.
So there's actually 2 of them. So that's actually perfect. We have that one, and then we have another one.
Actually, there's a whole bunch. Let's see. Where's
actually,
I don't know
if you go to private chat, you'll see it at the top.
I think this was the one you sent me, actually.
Was it? Oh, wait. My bad, Michael. Hold on. This one. We'll start here. Kevin Lush says, ha 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 ha, Pulte. Yeah.
Oh, it says it was deleted by original poster.
Yeah, so I just sent you the link. So you got the new one, right?
This one?
Oh my God. Did he really fucking delete it? All right, good. So, well, here, I have it on, before he deleted it, I have the tab open here. So I'm going to pull it up right here. I don't know why he deleted it, but here, let me show my screen. Here you go. Hold on. All right. So essentially, David asks Marcus Lemonis, he says, is Bed Bath shareholders going to get equity? All right. There's no mention of BYON. Okay. And Marcus Lemonis responds, no, just flat out no. Why would that happen? I was one of them. Okay, so here's the thing that is the only thing bullish, in my opinion, within this statement. Number one, he's stating he was an old Bed Bath Q shareholder. Fantastic. Where the fuck are the posts about it then? There's nothing where he ever has mentioned talking about shareholders, right? That supposedly he was one of. That's where I have an issue with Mr. Marcus. My other problem is, if you really don't know what actually is happening in the stock, I don't think that he should be making direct statements, essentially saying, no, equity gets nothing. What are your thoughts on it, Michael? You said it's bullish. What do you think?
Well, I mean, one, I think like it's you need more than one data point in order to, draw a conclusion or a line. So I think also this kind of goes along the lines, in my opinion, is like, it's not his story to tell, right? He's not the one issuing shares, right? And I think his other post, what he said kind of explained it.
Yeah, let's go to the other one where he says bank.
So he says, why would Beyond issue stock? So he clarifies, right? So when you have like an initial statement.
What was the deleted tweet though?
Something similar. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember, like, just they wanted more information about it. And so, you have to like look at the first statement would be a general statement, but like the general statement could include a specific statement. And if they follow up with that, it's more specific, right? So these are questions directed towards Marcus. So he's answering as Marcus. He's not answering as like a shareholder of, Bed Bath & Beyond. So I think he's saying, why would Beyond? Because that's who he can speak for. Mm-hmm. That or Camping World. We're definitely not going to get Camping World shares. And it's like, well, we have an agreement with them, but we're not getting shares from Beyond. But then it also says the company that went bank. So what is a bank? Teddy's a bank. So who's going to give us shares? Teddy, right?
Yes. Now, I will agree with you. Like, this response is like a little different. Why would BYON issue stock to old holders? Sure. That's never been part of any form of theory that we've ever discussed here on the show. We've never discussed that our equity would essentially become BYON. So that,
I personally thought I thought there was a chance we would get overstock, to be honest. I thought that, and I still think there actually could be, because like they said they didn't want a flagship store, but I was like, I don't know exactly how it would work. I was like, well, maybe they could buy it, then spin it off or whatever. I figured there was some way they were going to be involved in a bigger way. That possibly would have meant we got shares, but there's lots of other ways we would get shares. And, so, I mean, I just think also we have to consider, the position he's in, right? What he says actually matters. Like, he can be held legally responsible. Like we can't, unless we're, pumping some, shit coin or something, like we can't get in trouble.
Right. And then I think Bill had a follow-up response that we can also take a look at too. So Bill went ahead and so then Bill went ahead here and said, I didn't own any stock in Bed Bath & Beyond, and I don't own any stock in BYON, at least yet. Unrelated to BYON, do you see any outcome where there are proceeds to the Bed Bath & Beyond bankruptcy where BBBY equity or debt holders get cash or other assets? Okay.
So, like, for example,
this is why I fucking love this man. All right. Look at him sticking out his neck for not only the PP show. All right. This is across to every fucking Bed Bath holder out there, man. All right. He's sticking his fucking neck out there to say, look, let's actually let's have a discussion about this. Let's find out, what's going on. This is why I love Pulte, man, because, he's the real fucking deal. He's never told anyone,
Yes.
he's never told anyone you guys are going to 0-0. He's always challenged the ideas, well, what about X, Y, and Z? Like what he did with Sprinkles and other people, on Twitter. So it's the same way he's doing it here. He's looking for some clarification as well. He cares about our community, man, at the end of the day. And someone said Pulte is legit. Yeah, you're fucking right. He is, man.
Yes.
I agree. 100%.
And there's a lot of ways this could go down. And part of me doesn't even want to like say it out loud because I just want to let it play out. But like, let's say that, for example, we get equity of Teddy or, because it said since May, it talked about the 50% shareholders, right? So if someone that owns 50%, let's say that we get equity and that 50% holder sells some of it, uses some of that in the squeeze to then buy Overstock. So maybe it's not Overstock buying Bed Bath & Beyond, it'd be Bed Bath & Beyond buying Overstock.
Right.
Or GameStop. There could be lots of ways that it's like, think about, like, we know how much money is going to come from the squeeze, but what if then you have these different subsidiaries in Bed Bath & Beyond? What if each one of them picks and buys, one buys GameStop, one buys Overstock? I mean, you could take a lot of them, because especially if we went to like something like T0, that would automatically pull all of those ones to T0.
Right. And like, at the end of the day, like if Marcus, like, here's like where my issue lies. Okay. I'm just going to explain where I'm coming from. And real quick, Mo Money with the 2, laugh out loud. That's my post. Why the fuck did you delete it? Oh, this one that we're looking at right now. All right. Right on. I thought you meant the one that got deleted. Ozzy with the 3. We love your goddams. God damn it. Well, God damn it. Right on. Appreciate your love. We got Squeezy as Christ with the 2. Marcus gets his DD from Michael. Yeah, he probably does. King Weenie with the 2. Here's $2 just to say, Pulte, I love you, dog. Right on, dude. All right, here's where my issue lies from. I'm going to explain it myself in my own way. And Michael, you can refute or come back in any way you want. Anyone in the chat, if you want to say I'm wrong, that's totally fine. All right, I'm just going to give you my own opinion, the way that I see it as of right now. Here's my issue. We do a we do a call, right, on Spaces with Marcus Lemonis, Bill Pulte, Kaz, Jake, Sal, me. We were all there, right? And I get we weren't able to ask questions about BYON, why he's there, things like that. But my issue lies is that, a lot of people were, came to the space call to hear from Marcus because we want to know what's going on with the board. And, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's like people, a lot of people out there may not care about Camping World. And that's the reality. I mean, someone's got to say it, right? And that's fine. If some people do, that's fantastic. If you want to support that, that's great. But I'm not one of them. Now, my issue lies with, we do a space call. We want to know what's going on with the board because we clearly have a lot of questions. And after that space call, we see comments like, well, from Marcus Lemonis, well, I stand with shareholders and things like that. And I don't know, like, if this guy had a Bed Bath Q position, right, or a Bed Bath original OG Bed Bath & Beyond position, I haven't seen a tweet as of yet that talked about anything to do with prior shareholders. Then all of a sudden he's tweeting, well, I stand with shareholders. Where? We're not BYO and shareholders. We're not even Overstock shareholders, man. A lot of people who are here in those communities, and again, I'm sure there's some people out there who are part of that space call, maybe aren't even part of any of these stocks. That's fine. I'm not attacking, anything. I'm just saying that, you can't make statements like this. I stand with shareholders, and it's like all these people, that this giant fucking community, primarily that you see on X, is here for Bed Bath & Beyond, OG Bed Bath & Beyond. All right. BBBYQ. A lot of us are not here for Overstock. So, then he says he stands with shareholders, things like that. But it's like, what shareholders is he referring to? Because everybody on primarily who's talking about Bed Bath & Beyond on X are talking about the OG stock. So those are a few of my issues that I have with Marcus. And then of course, from today, essentially, a guy asked, well, is Bed Bath & Beyond going to get equity? And he essentially says no. So that's where my issue lies with Marcus. All right. Someone said, fuck Camping World. That's my issue, man, because I don't want this fucking community to be all misled and to move into, follow Marcus Lemonis and fucking buy Overstock and this and that if it has nothing to do with original Bed Bath shareholders. That is where I have a fucking problem. Okay. That's a big fucking problem because people out there should do whatever the fuck with their money. All right. But, you can't, it does it not make sense to anybody else? Like how this, think of it from my mind. We do the space call, then after the space call, he says, I stand with shareholders. Who? I have never seen a guy out there say, I'm fucking an Overstock shareholder. Where? Show me. Because it's all Bed Bath Q guys, man, and gals. Okay. That is where my fucking issue comes. All right. And more importantly, I don't want a situation where this guy is getting our community to then go back BYON. That's where I have a fucking problem with it. I want to see where you're an old shareholder, an OG shareholder. I want to see your opinion on it. And I want to start seeing representation of the Bed Bath Q community. All right. That is where my fucking issue lies. Okay. And again, I don't mean to offend anybody who likes this guy. It's fine. If you do, that's great. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I don't know the guy, but I'm telling you off of what I see. All right. It's just based off of actions and it just doesn't seem right. And look, I could be totally wrong. BYON, maybe they could potentially be involved, but nobody is showing a hand on either side. Nobody is. So, there's very few people that I personally trust. Ryan Cohen's one of them. Bill Pulte is one of them. But I find it hard to believe, what's the intention here, right? There has to be some kind of intention. Is it a following, that he wants to possibly amass or whatever it may be? These are the fucking questions that people have to be asking themselves. All right. What benefit is it and what's going on in general? So Michael, if you want to jump in there, Kaz is calling me like crazy. Hold on 1 second. We'll answer almost real quick.
I'll write down my thoughts then.
Kaz, what's going on? You're on ThePPShow. Hey.
How you doing? How are you, everybody?
Fantastic, man. Just talking about Marcus Lemonis and what he's doing.
That's why I called you now. All right. So,
yeah.
Marcus Lemonis, our community that we built is not for you.
Thank you.
Not for you.
Thank you.
Our community. We built that community to fight naked short selling and the issuance of counterfeit stocks of BBBYQ.
Yes.
And the stocks that we own are waiting for that stock to get cash and equity. Right? Marcus Lemonis, you just came at the end of the party. And you know what? You have, as I said earlier, and I'm still waiting for his answer. Actually, I feel this guy, he's kind of weird. So it's what's happening. Couple weeks ago, he's liking tweets or posts from Charles Gasparino.
I saw that too. Yeah.
And then when I tagged him, I said, "Why you like these?" And then he unliked them, and I said, "You know what? You have to explain what's going on." And he gave a political answer. His answer that day, he said, "I wanted to learn from both sides." Now today, with his tweet, I think he's not standing within our side. He's not standing with Cohen's side.
Yeah.
He's, all I want from everybody, who are today in all day long in spaces defending Marcus Lemonis. You don't have to. We defend nobody. And you know what, Marcus Lemonis, whoever he is, I don't give a fig, as Ryan Cohen says. Who you are, what money you have, what you're doing. Just show me one thing. And guys, let me say something. Why Bill likes me? and why I like him.
Mhm.
If you remember at the beginning, I didn't know Bill. Who was he, right? So I did. When I've seen he's interacting with Ryan, I said, let me make sure that this guy is in the right side. So what I did back then, I recorded a video. I said, Bill, I don't give a shit if you are a millionaire or a billionaire. I don't give a shit. Show me. Tell me who you are and what side you are standing with Ryan or the other side. And then I finished the video by saying, show me facts, not talks.
Yeah.
And Bill at that time, he replied to my video with the fax machine.
Yep.
The facts close to facts. And then he said, you asked for it.
Yeah.
And then PP, remember when we went to his office, he said, I loved it.
Yeah,
remember?
that's the first thing he said when we saw him. Yeah.
Exactly. So now Marcus Lemonis or whoever is, listen, it doesn't matter who this guy is, how much money he have or whatever, or what he's doing, or he's sitting at the board of Beyond, whatever. He have to come up with clean answer and tell us in which side he is.
Yes, enough of the bullshit.
Listen, hold on, people. Either he's on Ryan Cohen's side, or the other side, which is the enemy, the short sellers, the market makers, the people that shorted the stock, and they pushed the company to the ground. So Marcus Lemonis has to answer. He have to clear his position. If he's playing games, we're here ready for the games because we can give bad image about the guy, about the Beyond, and we're a power. We became an army, man. We can do anything they can expect.
Yep.
So Marcus Lemonis have to clear his position. He have to answer my question. He didn't do it. And then Bill, he asked a similar question and still he didn't do it. We have to push him to talk and clear his position. If he is on Ryan's side or the other side.
Yep.
Some people they're gonna say no. I mean, the guy is famous, he's in the media and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's look at it this way. Even Bill Pulte is famous. And he have 3.1 million followers, and he comes publicly on your stream, and he comes publicly on Twitter, and he says the following. He says, I like Ryan Cohen, and I support him, and I think there is no other CEO, like doing the same thing he's doing, and Bill cleared his position, and he is on the side of the winners.
All right.
The winners are Ryan Cohen and as the shareholders. So, Marcus, please, everybody listening to this, stop kissing asses for Marcus Lemonis until once he clears his position, you can kiss his ass or you can do whatever you want. But for now, ask questions. What side he is.
Right on.
All right. The other thing.
I actually don't have any questions for Marcus.
Bill Pulte, he was on Space earlier. It's about Pulte Group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, guys, you see me supporting that company. I'm supporting the company because Bill, he was standing with us, and he helped build this community the way it is right now. And the minimum thing everybody can do is support him, and make sure that the legacy that he himself built with his grandfather,
yes,
William Pulte, doesn't go in the hands of bad executives, overpaid executives, and the mafia of Wall Street, shorting the stocks and killing companies to the ground.
Yeah.
Pulte Group is a company that William Pulte built from scratch and on 1950 and 2016. I mean, Bill Pulte stood with him, and he was running. I've seen videos in Detroit, Michigan, running with the mayor, fighting for that company. And Bill Pulte needs all support and all help from you, PP, on this show. and from every member, every one of our community. And let me say something, Bill, PP. Everybody listening here, if PP is gonna support PP, you didn't tell me that. If PP is gonna support Pulte Group and Bill Pulte on this show, in the PP show, it doesn't mean that we're flipping or we're over from Bed Bath and Beyond. No, we can fight in many, like when we go to a war. I mean, a war. Let's say you have a war, right? So you have enemies coming from the south, north, east, and west, and we have to fight all these enemies at the same time. And together we're stronger. Today we're stronger than the day before, and tomorrow we're stronger than the day before.
Right on. All right. You heard it from Kai's, man. Kai's, loved having you on the show, man. Thank you for coming on and sharing that with everybody tonight.
You guys, I love you.
Take care.
Have a good night.
So I don't need any clear answers from Marcus. In my opinion, I feel like there's enough data points for me personally that it all makes sense.
He's got to show his fucking hand, man. You know, it's just, look, everybody should believe what they want, right? If you want to believe the Marcus shit, fine, do it. No one should tell you ever what to believe or how to influence your decision. But the guy's not showing any fucking sort of hand to show that he is on what he. Yeah, okay, of course he was a shareholder of Bed Bath Q.
In poker, you can guess, if you have certain cards, the other person doesn't have them. There's ways of kind of guessing. And for example, when we were at Pulte's place, he said he met Patrick Burns because he was asking about T0. He's asked about T0, yet he doesn't own Overstock. Kind of interesting. He talks to us, but he doesn't own Bed Bath & Beyond. Kind of interesting. So T0 is the only one that actually, for a decentralized exchange, which, a lot of us really want, T0 is the only one that has regulatory approval, right? BSTX only can do that because it has it from T0. It couldn't do it alone, right?
Yeah.
So the only pathway through that. Another one is NYSE owns shares of T0, right? Carl Icahn sold his position in Xerox when Xerox moved from the New York Stock Exchange to the NASDAQ, right? Carl Icahn and Marcus both have companies that consistently for years have a track record of giving dividends to shareholders. Whereas like other people, if you didn't buy at the right time and sell at the right time, you lost money, right? But no, they make sure that they give the shareholders value by offering a dividend, which I mad respect because I think that's really important.
Yes.
And Marcus Lemonis and Ryan Cohen are the only two that don't take a salary. So in my book, there's a lot more that goes into it than just that. But it's all adding up. That, and then it's like, well, if he's saying that we're not getting beyond shares, that's fine. That was only one of many, possible theses. And so I'm not too worried about it. But as far as me, I think he's a good guy. So that's my opinion.
Sure. I'm going to read some of these tips back and then I will comment on that. Crushed Orchid with 100. Holy shit, Crushed Orchid. Appreciate the love. 100 for PP for speaking the truth. 100. Citizen would be proud. Michael with the 10. When life gives Kaz Lemonis, Kaz makes lemonade. More money with the 5. Maybe a big misunderstanding. He may have been pooping and he just said no to be short. Maybe he meant BYON won't rescue is. And that's fine if that's what he said. But that's the problem is that that isn't what he essentially said. DJ with the 5. Damn it. What is a fax machine Kaz is talking about? DJ, you got to go see that, man. There was a time when believe it or not, Kaz didn't like Pulte, or he did not like him. He was just kind of like, unsure about him, right? So he had to check and see if he was on Ryan's side. Mo Money with the 2. Marcus did call out Adam Aaron last night. Did he? Squeezes Christ with the 10. How many people will be surprised when Kaz gets a PHM tattoo on his forehead? Jethro with the 5. I agree with you guys. Keep in mind, Mr. Marcus is likely under an NDA, so he probably can't speak his mind too much for now, at least. Love you guys, LFG. Appreciate that, Jethro. And Wayne with the 2. Marcus profile pic on X looks like Voldemort. And then there was I think there was a couple more I missed. Hang on one
Also,
second.
he can't go to the board with an intention, right? He has to be a neutral party. So he can't go on, oh, I want to do this deal with Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, he can't do that legally.
No, yeah.
So this kind of separates him.
No, of course. And I want to comment on that too. And also Squeezius Christ with the 10. Why is Michael so angry? Calm down, bro. Yeah, right. Michael's ripping some asses tonight, man. Lancer with the 2. Spidey steals his DD from Marcus. We also got Credence Fund with the 5. Hey, PP, I just DM'd you my original question to Marcus. Credence Fund. Okay, so we can find out what was deleted. That'd actually be great. Suyo with the 5. PP PLP like Lemonis either have a lot to lose because of the Bed Bath play or getting paid to shit on us to persuade the general public to stay away from this. It also says, Mamba with the 20, have you saw the video of Tim Cook on X? It displays 741. No, I have not. I'd love to take a look at that. We also got IX with the 2, man with hole in pocket, feel cocky all day. You know, I don't want to take, in the wrong sense of where Marcus is coming from. I get it. But my issue lies, why not simply say, if you don't know what's happening in equity, why not say, I don't know? What is the issue in saying, I don't know versus no? Because no is essentially giving you a definitive answer, right? I don't know states I don't know, right? So that's really where my issue lies with it. But let me take a look at this guy's message here. We're going to pull in Hey Ross and also Citizen tonight. I think the biggest problem too is maybe a lack of some of those tweets that we have. So with that being said, chat, please give a warm welcome to Ross and also Citizen. All right, we got Ross and Citizen with us. How are you guys doing tonight, man?
Great, guys. How are you?
Good. Yeah, we've just been discussing a little bit of Marcus. I mean, what are your thoughts on it, Ross? I mean, it has me fucking bugged, man, today.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
I got to say, I'm digging the bromance between Kais and Pulte. It's really great.
Yeah, right.
It's fantastic. It's going to be a great chapter in the story overall. Here's the thing about Marcus Lemonis that I've observed, right? He's very shareholder oriented as a board member. His time at Camping World, he did a great job of returning value to shareholders. I mean, that was kind of his thing. And he's kind of in the camp that Ryan Cohen's in, which is he wants his executives to have a stake in the company and his board members be equity holders and not, professionals that are there to do governance. And in essence, a captive CEO captures the board and has a bunch of puppets there. He's not that, right? That said, I took his comments on stock issuance to be solely about what he knows on Beyond, which is, of course, there's not going to be any stock issuance from Beyond to former Bed Bath & Beyond shareholders.
Agreed.
That's the way I interpreted his reaction is, of
course.
No, why would he? Now, the second question of why would Ryan Cohen do it is, well, he's not read any of this due diligence. Like, he's coming into this with hey, I'm getting pulled in as a board member of Overstock, now Beyond, and I'm finding there's this tangential community of super active shareholder folks who have a very strong opinion about shareholder rights and governance and all that other stuff. That's an energy I can get behind, but I don't understand anything that's like behind why they're together and stuff. So I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's uninformed, and I think he's kind of very focused on the task at hand, which is being co-chairman of Beyond and figuring out how to do something with the mess they've got.
And is he allowed to give non-public information? Like if the plan says we're not getting equity, is he allowed to say something different than that?
No, but by the same token, he's allowed to say his opinion. He's allowed to say his opinion if he has no public information. Like if I'm not an insider, it's the same as me. I'm an exec oracle. I know nothing about what Ryan Cohen's doing.
Sure.
So when I come out and say this is my opinion, it has nothing to do with governance of the two companies that are private and honor my job. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
So
but if he said
kind of formulated his question, if you guys saw the most recent question that Pulte kind of cleared up and made sure that the question that should be asked was asked and made it so that way he could give his opinion on like from his professional experience. It wasn't like a leading question whether he's involved or anything like that. It was like just give us your professional opinion. You've got some experience.
Yeah.
That's how I took it, at least.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give him any more credence, by the way. He's also got some negative reputation of, in essence, getting involved with inexperienced business people and capturing some of their IP and trying to monetize it and stuff. So he's definitely a self-interested actor. He's a capitalist. So, take him with a grain of salt. He's very shareholder friendly. He wants his execs to work and have skin in the game. He requires his board of governance to actually have some say in the outcome, equity participation that wasn't granted as a result of being on the board. And, he's going to be out for his own interests. So I wouldn't give him any more credit than that.
Right. Yeah. And that's really like where my issue was stemming from, was like, it just seems to be like a definitive statement. And it seems like, if he is not knowledgeable on that subject, I really don't think, being a board member and, even having a following that he does, that he should make certain statements like that. I mean, if he is, it should be speculated, of course. DJ with the 20, they say that crows are so smart, they use tools, but I've been staring at the pink-haired crow all day and it keeps eating its own poop. All right, DJ, appreciate the love. We also got Squeeziest Christ with the 10. I want to have Citizen's Baby. Man, all right, right on. Tainted Poonstain with the 2. Plur like a third wheel in Pulte Love Triangle. We also got Bill Pulte with the 5. Holy shit, what's going on, Pulte? I have a love affair with you, Ross. Can you say that too? Tell everyone about us. Oh, wow, Ross. Right on. We also have Bengal here with the 5. This is a brilliant glimpse of the future when we are all discussing other stocks and we debate with respect, etc. Higher status of consciousness. Absolutely. We also got Jay He with the 2. Will Ryan create a Lego buy and sell used shop? It's a great question. There was some stuff pertaining to Lego as well today, a little bit of tinfoil, but also I think something about them selling like 900, was it 900,000 shares or 900 million shares?
$900 million.
$900 million worth of shares. Yes. Mo Money with the 2. It's a love triangle. Bill Plur, guys. We also got Bill Pulte again with the 5. Pulte and Ross sitting in a tree, KISSING. First comes the love, then comes the blank. All right, right on. All right,
I like it.
Cool. I mean, these are some of the questions that people need to be asking, and Ross,
those questions need to be asked.
Ross, you come in with like a mild stance on it, but you also, you highlight some of the things. There is some negative feedback possibly pertaining to him as well, and my only issues, I just like, look, do whatever the fuck you want. You want to buy Overstock, fucking do it, man. I really don't give a shit. But the thing is that my biggest problem is people being misled. That's where my issues come from, and that's really why I'm a little bit pissed.
Or explain to me, TV, where you're feeling misled. I wasn't on when you were.
Yeah, I can go over it again. Let me explain it to you. So, essentially, we had done a space call with Marcus, and we weren't allowed to ask about BYON or Bed Bath & Beyond Q or anything like that, and that's fine if that's not what he wanted to talk to. I know that he was just recently becoming a board member over there, so I get it. Maybe there's some legal stuff you can't discuss. Fine. My issue stems from, I would say more than 90% of the people who tuned into that show were from the Bed Bath Q community. All right. Not the Overstock community. I don't know for sure, but that's just my assumption.
Is there an Overstock community?
I've never fucking heard of it. If there is. And then, so, obviously we're all there for Bed Bath Q. We're all there for answers. Answers couldn't be answered. That's fine. Not a big deal. It is what it is. There's legal stuff that usually is pertaining to that. My issue lies with what happens later is that he starts saying, oh, my shares are aligned with shareholder, or my views are aligned with shareholders, and I stand with shareholders and holders, right? He's like making this statement. It's like, where is the community of Overstock guys? Let's see it. Show me 1,000 Overstock guys.
The army of holders.
Yes,
right?
it was an army.
Yes,
tweet
like the army
exactly.
Of holders. Yeah,
and I responded to that tweet and I said, what army of holders? The army of holders are in Bed Bath Q. Doesn't respond. Fine, get it. tons of probably messages, notifications, whatever. And then, you know, the next things that transpire is essentially like, you know, where we're at sitting today, right? It's like he's stating to this guy, no, equity is not getting anything. And, you know, to me, there's a problem there. Number one, if you don't understand what's actually happening within this play, or you don't understand what's happening happening to equity, you should not have an opinion on it, in my opinion. Now, if he wants to speculate, no, I don't think so. That's a little different. But, you know, to sit there and to respond to this person who's asking about Bed Bath and Beyond equity, you know, are we getting equity? And I'm not talking about the BYO thing. The BYO response is not an issue at all. That's not my problem. My issue stems from this guy's question, who says, will Bed Bath and Beyond shareholders get equity? No. Why would they? Like, it's just like such a slap in the face.
But hold on. The question was, you know, if you go back and you look at the question, I've got screenshots.
Let's take a look at it.
Fuck, I'm on my phone.
Send it to Michael.
Okay.
Or post it. Well, you can just read it, actually. That's
you know, actually, if you can still hear me while I'm tabbed out. Hold on 1 second. But you know,
you can take a minute.
I will say that the question. Okay, yeah. Let me just go on pause.
Okay. DJ with the 2. We need a Pulte Homes Lego kit for kids. P-Man with the 2. Ice cream. Right on, dude. Tainted Poot Stain with the 2. Don't be so coy. Ross, it's hot in here tonight. Yeah, it is. It's definitely heating up. Crush Orchid with the 10. It's love. Then overpaid executives. Yeah. And then we also got Lancer with the 2. Pulte wears the boots made of 1,000 snakes. I don't really understand.
So the question also, so what if you get $15, that's not equity, and you get an NFT for Teddy? So what if that's what you get, right? Then it's like, we didn't get equity. That's true, right?
Yeah, but like the question of like, will we get equity is like, you know, I mean, you're not wrong. Like I'm, you know, I agree. Like you can reword it and respond to it 1,000 different ways, right? But I'm just looking at it for what it is. Are we getting equity? Which essentially is the question: is are we literally going to lose our backs on this play or not? No. Why would you? That is my problem.
Because overall, my thesis is, because I don't know deep down a lot about Marcus, right? I've looked into him a little bit, but it seems that basically the board members that are bad actors at Beyond were just sitting on T0, sitting on Medici Ventures, and not actually monetizing it, not actually doing anything with it on purpose. You know, maybe they're getting paid to or whatever. And so any person that's like has half a brain, they could go in there and have, you know, self-confidence, could see the obvious value that needs to be unlocked and unlock it. They wouldn't have to be already like sent there. It's just like, hey, this guy's confident. He's like, he has a brain, send him in there, right? Self-interest or not, I think anyone would have solved the problem. And it seems, you know, like he could be the right one for the job.
Yeah. And again, you know, like Ryan here in the chat says, Jesus PP, check yourself. Yeah. I mean, look, if I'm wrong and he shows his fucking hand, man, and look, there's something involved here, fantastic, man. I'll admit that I was absolutely wrong. It is what it is. But you know, I'm not going to sit here and not be vocal about it, man. I mean, this is shit that has to be discussed, fellas. I mean, whether you like it or not, it has to be talked about. Citizen, if you want to continue with what you have there, do you mind if I pull in Travis just real quick before we start?
No, yeah, that's fine. I just was letting you know that I sent it over to Michael so you can pull up the actual screenshot that.
Perfect. All right, let's take a look at it. And let's go ahead and bring in Travis as well. So, chat, welcome Travis the stripper. All right, Travis, how you doing tonight, man? It's great to see you.
Somebody order a stripper?
Yeah, we did. Right on time, man. How you doing today? Good.
Doing good. You know, it's been kind of a busy day. Had to nuke a couple Twitter accounts that were impersonating me. Some of them were revealing my real name and they didn't dox my full name because they forgot my middle name. I told them, but they didn't listen. Other than that, no, just trying to stay busy.
Right on.
Have I missed anything? I haven't had time to join. I've been busy with my son this evening. He wanted to play.
PP and I are duking it out. That's what's happening. Just kidding.
Yeah. No. Well, we're actually we won't spend too much time on it, fellas out there in the chat. We'll move on here in a moment, but it needed to be discussed.
I'll see you guys.
All right. Take care, Russ.
See you, man.
Later, Russ.
What are y'all duking it out about?
Yeah, so we're talking about Marcus Lemonis. He essentially, someone asked, is Bed Bath & Beyond shareholders getting equity? He responded, no, why would they? And that's where I have a problem with it.
To me, that sounded like he's saying, no, like, why would they get equity of BYON? I don't think he said, why would they?
There was two different tweets, one with BYON mentioned and one without.
And Pulte, I don't know if he ever responded. I kind of went offline after that because, again, my son needed dinner, and then he wanted to play a couple rounds of chess. By the way, I'll humbly admit that my 6-year-old son has beaten me at chess.
Wow. That's crazy,
He's good.
Man.
He's good.
It sounds like it.
I'm not. I'm a beginner, so first and foremost, I'm not great at it.
Yeah.
But he still beat me once, and
wow.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
To this day, I've never been able to beat my dad in chess, man. He is like, man. He's like millennia above PP, man, in terms of how smart he is, man. So right on. So it's great to see it tonight. So I guess that's just your opinion. We can move on. From it. I just wanted to highlight it. I just wanted people to just pay attention a little more. Pay attention to what he's talking about. Pay attention to his moves, and look, if there's a situation where he in fact is involved, absolutely, I'll eat my fucking words, man. So there's nothing wrong with that.
So also,
hey, PP.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just okay. I thought you were moving on to a whole new subject, but you're pulling it up, so that's fine. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so if he really didn't think there was a chance of us getting equity, and he was one of us, why would he have held it to 0? Right.
That's my point.
Yes,
exactly.
I agree.
There's no reason why a smart investor like him would hold on to it if he thought he wasn't going to get anything.
Right.
So, I mean, and he's one of us. I was one of them. The guy bought BBY shares.
Yeah.
But I don't know why we couldn't talk about BBY on the first face call. It's confusing.
I think there was some legal stuff to it. When like you come onto a board, there could be NDAs that possibly could be signed. I mean, look, for God's sakes,
what we should do is we should look at what happened in the transactions to see if maybe an entity changed, and then now all of a sudden he can talk about it.
Right. Yeah. And
in the timeline of events,
and notice, like another thing is that at the time the current CEO was still the CEO, and then we saw they went to go do like the new ticker and announce it on the NYSE, and then all of a sudden he resigns on the day of. So,
quick question,
but the CEO, just so you know, the CEO John Johnson is still the CEO of Medici is now the CEO of Medici Ventures. Okay. So he's still in the same family.
Are you sure? I mean, the website still says
John Johnson is the CEO of Medici Ventures right now.
But where can I look that up to verify that?
I remember
because on their website it also says that he's a chair, he's a board member. So at Beyond still. So I'm assuming that just hasn't been updated. But I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah. And also, Good Grief brings a good point with the $2. Why did he say went bank? Maybe we are a bank. And that's why I'm so fucking confused, man. All right. I'm losing.
Dude, that's a hint right there. That's the most important bit. PP, but going bank, he didn't finish the statement. He didn't say bankrupt, right? It's not done yet.
He didn't. Yeah.
Right. Or it could be Teddy's an FHC and it's a bank, and Bed Bath & Beyond is the bank for the Karatsu that's required to operate the whole thing. So, I mean, that it could be either one. That's my
and Jelly Lizard says Bed Bath is not a bank. That's true. But if we were acquired by potentially Teddy, things like that, it would make sense why he's saying bank. And that's why I'm just kind of split, man. So all I'm saying is just pay attention to the guy, pay attention to what he's talking about, pay attention to his moves, and just keep a very close eye, because it could go either way, man, in terms of like what he wants, of part of like our community or the entire Bed Bath community. So that's all I'm saying, man. All right. I'm not saying don't buy the stock. I'm not saying buy the stock. saying do whatever the fuck you want, but please just pay the fuck attention to everybody. Christian,
One last thing on him.
Sure.
Pulte is the one who introduced us to him.
Yes. Yeah.
Why did he do that?
And invited him to New
Did he
York
do it?
to party.
Right. So
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Why? So that means that, in my opinion, we are tasked to deal with a lot of misdirection.
Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing
Sure.
with here.
We can move on from it. That's fine. P-Man with the 2, Michael Lemonis. We also got Tainted Poonstain with the 2. Where is Zoltar to clear this up? Yeah, ABC really needs to jump on, man, to clear it up, because he had a thesis, but I just, we can move on from it, though. Crushed Orchid with a 741. Simply put, Marcus, proof or ban? Yeah, let's see that expired position, Marcus. Mike with the 5. Heard Marcus speak at a leadership summit years ago. Seemed to totally wing it without a coherent message. Maybe someone who can't read the room. And then we also got Cloud Gaming with the 2. Was one of them, past tense. I mean, maybe he yelled at his stock, but we don't need to waste too much time on it. We can move on from it. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to stir up any drama.
My shares are canceled.
Yeah, I just want fucking answers, man. Like any other fucking guy out there, right? We just want fucking answers, and that's it. Let's move on from it, though. I
was just getting started. No,
we have a couple people backstage.
I'm kidding. I just have I agree with you 100%. We just want answers. We have so many questions, so many unanswered questions regarding everything. Like, there hasn't been any announcement, any filing, DK Butterfly, nothing, just silence. And it's like, okay, either you're working on something in the background under 1145 where you have all these, you don't have to do any filings with the SEC, which is why things aren't being public, or you're doing nothing and you're actually like going through a liquidation. Our research says otherwise. How come we're not getting answers? That is the question to me. How come we're not getting answers? It's not that I want answers. It's the reason why we're not getting answers. I think that's the most important part. I think that's the most important aspect. And I think a lot of people are overlooking that.
But who are we going to get answers from?
The DK have 8 executives.
Have you called their investor relations?
Do they have one?
Exactly. We're fucked. Like, this is the same thing with Hertz, though. Like, the Hertz shareholders were in the dark. American Airlines, same thing. They were in the dark. They got issued shares at various times throughout like 2-year period. So
they also got issued shares through a rights offering.
I saw your tweet about that
yesterday. Yeah, that was beautiful to see that it happened with Hertz too. So maybe there is something. There has been something that's been done very similar to this, where they're like, look, there's just enough legality here. There's just enough similarities where we can pull this off. I don't know. I'm sitting back, just like everybody else, trying to do the research, trying to figure it out. But the question for me is, how come any answers? That's the biggest question to me. And with that, if y'all want to let it rest and bring on people, go ahead.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, because some people in the chat are just kind of like, it's drama. You're right, it is. And I apologize. I'm not trying to stir up any drama. It's just like, I have issues with this. I have issues when, we've been sitting here in the dark for over a fucking year, man. And then this guy, comes out and says this shit. So yeah, it did bug me the wrong way, but that's all right. We'll move on from it. I don't want to talk about
one thing. There's somebody in the chat, Andrew I hope I say this correctly. Silvagni says it hurts so good.
Yeah.
He spelled hurts. That was dope.
Jake said lawsuit. What do you mean he said lawsuit? We're going to pull up some DD right now. We're going to get into the DD now. Why so serious with the 10? Travis is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Why mod the meltdown sub, or even put yourself in that position 1 to 2 weeks after you get ousted for being a meltdown mod? The sub gets deleted. Not a coincidence. Oh shit, Travis. You might be in some hot water, man. Who are you looking at? Is that Ken Griffin you were looking at?
No, my
Just
girlfriend was
fucking with you.
flashing me money in her bra.
I'm just fucking with you. DJ with the 5. Perhaps
That's
we
a real dog, by the way.
perhaps we are being misdirected because we are giving out the actual play. P-Man with the 5. Pulte rug space at Kuratsu question. I saw that today, man. That was highly interesting right there. We also got a 5 from After the Wake. He says everything is falling apart in the community. We must be close. Tainted Prudenstain with the 2. Maybe he has autism. Nothing wrong with that. All right, right on. Okay, let's get into it tonight. Let's pull up Jake Tubi's DD for tonight. And I can't believe we spent an hour. That didn't even feel like, that felt like 15 minutes talking about that guy. I can't believe it's been almost an hour. All right, we do have some people backstage. We'll pull you guys in, but we prefer to move on from the Marcus Lemonis stuff. If you fellas do want to stay backstage and still come on, just sit tight. If you were here to talk about Marcus Lemonis, let's move on from it. All right. So I'm going to read this piece of DD first, and then I'm going to bring in these guests here. We're going to see what's on their mind tonight. So we have a post here from Jake Tubi. This is the one. Oh, yeah, this is the one from yesterday. Let's actually start with the one from today, Michael, just because we're running out of time a little bit here. From
this one?
It's the one that he posted today. Or did he posted one today, I think. Today. Maybe it was the one from yesterday to cover. Yeah, I think it was the 10 hours ago one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he posted that this morning. We also got Smudge the Cat with the 5. Tim Cook of Apple tweeted phone screen with 741 on it. I think RC will buy Apple post MOAS. Fuck. Yeah, Edwin is coming. He's going to be here in 6 minutes. So just sit tight. All right. What it says here is for anyone who missed it or maybe wanting a second look, this is worth a reread in light of additional context from the Gibbons docket and new information against the timeline of events. I'll follow up with a post highlighting some interesting comparisons between the Gibbons and Kirkland dockets, a what and when. I believe it tells a story and gives context to why Gibbons was unsuccessful. He wants us to take a look at what his is this just an older post of his?
Yeah, this is from the 19th.
Okay. We can cover it one more time. That's fine.
Okay.
PP, read the date on the phone screen. Okay, we'll take a look at the we'll take a look at it. The cheese with the 2. PP being a shill, worst episode ever. All right, call me a goddamn shill, man, because I want to protect people, man. Yeah. Call me a goddamn shill, man. Again, I have an opinion on the guy. He's got to show his fucking hand, man. All right, let's move on. Nightcap DD take 2. As discussed on PP stream from Friday evening and expanded on in Salvatore Space Call, the Kirkland Fee Statements document correspondence in preparation of a credit bid from 6th Street. For simplicity's sake, I'm referencing docket 2656 so that we can stay on one, I'll bet, long document. Keynotes, well, it appears a credit bid was prepared, potential negotiation with Dream On Me about who gets what. Go Global, despite claiming in their lawsuit against Dream On Me that they were planning to submit a baby bid for IP and inventory for $60 million. Has their statement contradicted as Kirkland attorneys claim time on reviewing a bid from Go Global? It looks like Edwin just got backstage. Hold on one second. So his
I can read.
There's
also in this.
Yeah, there's no signal on his head. So he is here backstage. We're gonna bring him on in just a moment. He just needs to fix his stuff there. So Edwin, you just need to fix your you need to accept permissions, okay? And then we'll be able to see your video and also audio. Well, you don't have to show your video is what I'm saying, but you have to still accept the permissions and then turn off your cam. Also in this lawsuit, Go Global refers to Bye Bye Baby as BBBY. Mike is on, no cam. Yeah, Edwin, you don't have a signal above your head, so try rejoining and make sure you accept the permissions and you're on Chrome, okay? Otherwise,
hey, PP, I gotta hit.
All right, appreciate having you on, Citizen. Take care.
Yeah, as always. Yeah.
Also in the lawsuit, Go Global refers to Bye Bye Baby as BBBY, providing a potential explanation why the LLC was named BBBY Acquisition. Co LLC and not Baby. Notably, Mark Surer is the manager of this LLC, but the Baby IP is sold to a different LLC. Dream 545 Weston Canal Road LLC with Mr. Surer and Dream on Me as guarantors. There we go. Yeah, Edwin, you fixed it. Perfect. My apologies. Dream 545 Weston Canal LLC incorporated June 15, 2022. This entity purchases the Baby IP, and disclosure of this sale is June 29th, 2023. Bed Bath Acquisition Co. LLC incorporated July 12th, 2023. Starts getting weird, right? Just you wait. We'll go back over this in just a moment because I don't want to take away too much time from Edwin here. I know Garrett, you joined backstage, but we do need a little bit of time before bringing you out here tonight. I don't know how long Edwin has, so we're gonna go ahead and bring in Edwin right now. We're gonna go ahead and let him give us his opinion on part 4 of his big fucking DD, man. A lot of stuff pertaining to GME, Bed Bath & Beyond, and so forth. So with that being said, let's go ahead and welcome Edwin onto the show. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Edwinbarnes. All right, Edwin, how you doing tonight, man? Welcome to the ThePPShow.
Hey, what's up, guys? Glad to be on here. Thank you so much for putting this on. Really appreciate the work you guys put into this.
Right on, dude. Yeah, it's great to finally hear from you, Edwin. I mean, a lot of people know you, for a long time. We even have Dr. Eyeball backstage here because he's so excited, man, tonight to hear you. So right on, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of people read your DD. We've covered it extensively here at the ThePPShow. Not only your most recent DD that you've written, but for the last year or so, we have been covering a lot of your stuff throughout, as the time has gone, as the months have dragged on. What are your thoughts, Edwin, in terms of what's going on, and what would you like to share tonight with everybody?
I guess I could say MOAS is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, really? Those are some big fucking words, man.
It's always tomorrow.
All right on. So what do you have to share with us tonight? I know you possibly have a part 4 to your DD. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a part 4, which I'm titling as Beyond the Metaverse. And I prepared a couple of slides just to give everyone a visual to kind of see what it's going to look like.
Fantastic. Yeah. If you need to share your screen, so at the bottom there, it will say share screen. It looks like an up arrow with the monitor. And if you click that, you can open up your Chrome tab there and you can share the screen. And it once you click on it, it actually won't be live until I approve it from backstage. So yeah, don't worry about if you have something pulled up there that you need to close your porn and whatever else you need to close. Feel free to, man. Afterburner with the 2. Appreciate the love, Afterburner. All right, right on. You want me to share the screen?
Yeah, please.
All right. Excellent. Jamerica, Beyond the Metaverse Part 4. All right, take us through it, Edwin. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I want to do a continuation from part 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll touch a little bit on that. But basically, part 4 here expands upon part 3, diving deeper into the metaverse, what Ryan Cohen, the affiliates, and what everyone else is doing to build, this new financial system that they're going to help transition everyone to. It's going to be really global changing, if I might say so. Now, to dive in here, I want to start off with this. It's a quote from Jeff Bezos that he told his employees, and he said, "One day Amazon will fail, but our job is to delay it as long as possible." Now, I read this article many years ago. This was 2018, and it always stood out to me. And I didn't understand at the time. What did he mean by that? What did he know? What would make him want to say something like this? And I think, after January 2021 with the GameStop sneeze that occurred, shortly after the months preceding that went after it, a lot of these billionaires started having divorces with their wives, right? Jeff Bezos split with his wife. Bill Gates split with his wife. Right? Even the guy, Ken Griffin, split with his wife. All these billionaires started splitting with their wives. And as we know from some of the DD that was posted on Superstonk, that these billionaires, the quickest way for them to save most of their wealth is to split it right down the middle. So I think this was a foreshadow for what's to come. And I want to jump right in here into this next part.
Excellent.
Ooh, can I do full screen? Does that work?
Yeah, you can
Cool.
do full screen.
So I've been following Elon Musk a bit.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. When did he say follow the rabbit?
He posted this on December 12th, 2022.
What
Follow
the
the rabbit.
fuck? All right, right on.
Yeah. So Elon Musk has been involved in this entire series. There's a lot of speculation about what his role is. I'm not going to cover in deep detail in this one, so I'll save that in part 5. I wanted to post this up because I think this is really important to understand. This screenshot I took from a video that I posted in part 3 of the DD. And this has to do with this whole platform system that Ryan Cohen and the team are building out. And when they first started building this, with the GameStop NFT marketplace, to me, I thought that was just a proof of concept. That was to show the world, to show everyone that was involved, investors, affiliates, anyone that was working behind the scenes with Ryan Cohen while he was going out there pitching to other companies, to let them know that, hey, I'm building something big here. Do you guys want to be part of it? And I think when GameStop NFT marketplace came out, that's when it kind of struck ground and told the world that, hey, we're going to be building something really huge here. And if you want to be a part of it, get in at the ground level now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was that tweet that Ryan Cohen tweeted where he said, only interested in speaking with candidates that want to work. And to me, it seemed like he was really frustrated at the time. But going back to this slide here, I circled the bottom part here,
Mm-hmm.
which is around blockchain and AI, which is going to be the point of this DD. So this leads into X and what X is all about. So to start off, I want to give this clue here. So if you guys have seen the new Teddy Volume 2 books,
Mm-hmm.
the teasers here are about his son. I think this is Kingston, and it has these lightning bolts, right? Lightning bolts. And what was funny was I was writing this DD in advance. So when the Teddy books came out and I saw this, I was like, oh, wow, I'm on the right track then. And to take it back one step further, this is a tweet from Byron, which is Macro Diary on Twitter. For those that aren't following closely with Loopring, Byron was one of the first employees hired for the stealth startup, which turned out to be Loopring. He's one of the lead developers on Loopring's side, and he posted this in 2018. And if you look at the date there, it was 7:41 a.m. This is what 3, 4, 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and he was replying to Elon Musk.
Who is Byron Loopring?
Yes, he's from Loopring. He's one of the top developers, I believe.
No, yes, along with that, community leaders on both their Discord and mostly their Twitter.
Yes, he's really, really active on this. And what really stood out to me about this tweet, and I took this from someone else who actually posted on Superstonk, but this is Byron talking about how he was pitching around. Well, to give some context, around this time, Tesla was getting shorted the crap out of.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is that where Elon Musk gave a speech and told the world that the company Tesla was going to get destroyed by these shorts. Right. He was stuck battling with the SEC regulators. He was being shorted the crap out of. And this tweet came out replying directly to Elon, where Byron suggested, hey, maybe you should consider doing an ICO, tokenize your shares of Tesla, and then you can take it off market and then put it back, and the market cap would be saved. And this is really interesting because at that time, right, tokenized shares wasn't really a thing. This is 2018. So it's really, really interesting that he said this.
Yeah, that's like highly fucking interesting to be talking about these types of things around that time, for sure.
Which leads me to this. Jack Dorsey is the original founder of Twitter.
Yes.
And he posted this called, "This is excellent, tipping me." See that thunderbolt right there?
Yep.
Those are the little thunderbolts that you see on Kingston in the Teddy books. Now, tipping is a feature that was released in Twitter. Some people saw this, and this has to do with giving people the ability to tip directly on Twitter by using Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin tipping. And in fact, this is the actual page. And when I was writing out this DD, they posted this. Lightning is coming. The Lightning Network.
Wait, this was recently?
Yes.
This was in this month? Oh, so this was 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
The Lightning is coming. What the
That's right.
fuck?
This is the Lightning Network that I believe is going to be a mesh that works with T0, the New York Stock Exchange. And this is going to power the entire social tokenized system, whatever the heck you want to call it.
Yeah.
Now, Twitter actually wrote this on their blog and they updated it. So this is an actual, if you just type in Lightning, you'll find this article on Twitter blog.
Uh-huh.
And they talk about it. They expand, they talk about how this system is going to work and how it's going to be powered. It's through a network called the Lightning System. In fact, Peruvian Bull, he actually posted about it recently too. It was on his page.
Peruvian Bull did?
Yeah. The guy who wrote the Dollar Endgame series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tips is something that they actually integrated in Twitter before X was acquired. And then they took it off. So this tells me this is what they're building behind the scenes. And when they launch it, I think they're going to launch it with Bed Bath & Beyond, the new Teddy shares. It just makes sense for me, the way I see it, that they're going to transfer everything onto this network. And if they want to do a direct public offering at DPO, well, this is how you do it. Right? So just refer to that Byron. Byron is working on Loopring.
Yes.
And if you read DD parts 2 and 3, Loopring is the infrastructure that's going to enable all this to work. It's going to be the super network mesh. It's a protocol. Think of a protocol as like www, right? No one types www anymore to go look up a website. You just type in whatever you want. It goes straight to Google, whatever, and then reroutes it. So I see that as the future. Loopring, the protocol system, the www of Web3. And this Lightning Network is going to be running on top of that. And that's why Tycho was built. Tycho is the one who's building the decentralized apps, which this system is going to come to life. And so why does Elon want to do all this? Well, if you look into China, China has this app called WeChat. And WeChat is used for everything. It's for buying your meal. It's for purchasing a bus pass, for a ticket. Pretty much anything. You pay your cars with it. You pay your mortgage with it.
That's fucking crazy.
China's cashless society.
Yeah.
So what X is building is going to be just like this. Imagine your phone just tap for everything. Tap, tap, tap. Tap for meals. Tap for tipping. Tap your favorite PP, show or something. That's how powerful I see this system coming together.
Yeah, that's real interesting, man. The WeChat thing is huge over there.
And this will lead to this part. Well, how does this system work for the e-commerce side, right? Because we hear and see all these brands are going to be coming on board on this whole network. We've got it's already been acknowledged. L. Catterton is one of the major backers of Dragonfly, and L. Catterton, they want Bye Bye Baby. That's the whole reason that they're in this play.
Yes, and
they funded Volition, which Larry Chang runs. So content-driven e-commerce is the future. And what does that look like? It's already here. Do you guys remember that Teddy TikTok? This is it. The future is coming.
Which TikTok are you talking about?
It's that one that you see with the photo. Everyone's always thinking about the clock.
Oh, yeah,
TikTok.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
I think this was referring to the time when TikTok Shop was coming alive. This is new, by the way. TikTok Shop is just exploding right now.
I didn't know that.
TikTok Shop just makes it very easy. It's kind of like a reference to QVC or Shop. Remember the old school, buy on TV as you see it. Right. This is the future of shopping, and Amazon's trying to do it right now. Amazon's trying to do live shopping e-commerce on their platform.
Yeah. No, I mean, like when people really start to think about like how, because like our society, right, like is like we want things then and there, right? We don't want to sit there and take the time to serve, when someone wants something, they want it, right? And I think you're right. This new digitalized way of shopping is quite literally changing the way society as a whole, buys things and they interact with apps and things like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, China over there, they're light years ahead of us. They're already doing all this stuff through WeChat, through WePay, through WeShopping. All the Chinese consumers are just shopping straight through that. and they use Alibaba, which is their kind of like e-commerce system. So if you just want to see how the world works over there, you just look at Alibaba. Alibaba is the manufacturer. They connect. It's a platform, and they connect buyers directly to manufacturers, and the manufacturers create storefronts, which are sellers, just like on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about the system that Ryan Cohen and the team are trying to build, they're building a super Web3 secure wallet system, payment system, shopping system, social networking system, all in one. And X is going to be central to this.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, Edwin, if you don't mind me just reading these off here. There's only 2 tips here. Tainted Poonstain with the 5. Edwin, this is the final boss for Hedgies. A level up for Edwin. Yeah, let's give Edwin a quick level up here. He's never been on the show, man.
It's a level up.
All right, right on. That's a fucking level up. We also got Jay here with the 10. All I have to say is if the result of this play is a shelf offering or just standard distribution without any new or novel decentralized security, then I'm going to be semi-disappointed. Go ahead, Edwin.
Yeah, so a couple more slides and I'll wrap this up.
Oh, yeah. No rush at all, man. No rush.
So user-generated content right now is fast boom. It's the fastest growing segment in advertising right now. It's destroying every type of other media out there because, people don't give a crap about what companies say anymore. They want to hear what their peers say. And if anyone has ever used TikTok, you can see that now, right? Where influencers, regular people, like such as yourself, and are just going out there, picking up a product, talking about the features, the benefits, talking about why they love it, why they hate it. It's just real and raw. And that's why user-generated content is just taking off. So where does this lead us to? This guy is Ryan Peterson. And he recently posted this on his Twitter feed. It's him standing next to Shanghai. And if you see on the right side, that was a foreshadow from the Teddy book.
Yeah, I remember the good tinfoil that came out of this, that these 5 people were like actual real people. And they were, I don't know, were you the one who made the DD? Were you connecting every single person, or was that somebody else?
No, might have been someone else then.
Okay. Yeah, someone actually took those 5 people and connected them to real people in real life. So
that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So I posted this up with Ryan Peterson because if we see how the network, the software side is being built through the metaverse, this seamless online experience, then there needs to be a backing on the physical side. And I believe Ryan Peterson, a Flexport omnichannel fulfillment system, he's building that to deliver same day, instant delivery for all your physical goods. And right now, I mean, they're already testing it, piloting it with Teddy. But I thought this was interesting. So after I posted my DD, the last one, number 3, within 1 hour, Ryan Peterson tweeted this, and he said Flexport omnichannel. And this stood out to me because it's kind of like saying smooth butter, right? You don't really need to say it's smooth butter. You just know butter is smooth. So for him to throw Flexport omnichannel, that stood out instantly to me. So I went on his Twitter feed, just typed, has he ever used the word omnichannel in it? And no, this is the first time.
Really?
Yes.
When was this tweet posted, you said?
He tweeted this the same day I posted DD number 3. Literally within 1 hour. So I know he's definitely someone's giving him the news updates on this.
Because we've heard omni-channel so many times, like within Bed Bath and Beyond, and not only from like the board, but other people as well. Holly Etlin, things like that. I'm not sure. I think even Ryan Cohen mentioned omni-channel at one point as well, didn't he, or did he not?
Yeah, and Flexport just one of their ads had them working with Toys R Us. So it's like if he says he's going to be shipping these, as far as omnichannel, I'm imagining Bye Bye Baby just opened up, and there's a Toys R Us, a couple that are opening. So that could be what he's talking about.
Yeah, it just makes sense for me that Flexport's going to be like this back end where it's just going to be a seamless, where all these brands are going to be operating on top of it.
Yeah.
Right. Like right now, trying to compete with Amazon is crazy. You're going to lose on it because Amazon, it's like the Walmart in town for shipping, right?
Yeah.
They're dictating it for everyone else. Same day, instant shipping, 2 day, next day, whatever. It's really, really hard to beat that. So Flexport is pioneering this, and they're doing it. They're breaking down all the barriers, all the cumbersome things, just to get a product from manufacturer overseas straight to your front door. They're removing all the steps for it. So I see this in the future. Let's say someone like Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast right now is on YouTube. He's a super influencer, and Mr. Beast is realizing real quick that he has the audience. He has the audience in front of him, and if he wants to monetize that audience, all he has to do is just come up with a new product, and he doesn't even have to create the product. He can just go to like Supreme or Louis Vuitton and say, "Hey guys, I want to make a Mr. Beast collab. You guys down for that?" Every brand is going to hop on that train with him because he's got millions of people ready to throw their money at whatever he sells. And in fact, I think he just last sold like this candy bar, and they sold out instantly. I mean, he can pretty much sell water or air, air in a can, and it will still sell out. That's how crazy it is. So in the future, I see that influencers are going to be on this metaverse world. They're going to become so popular. Maybe PP himself, right? Or the PP show and the PP group. You guys come up with your own products.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead, Edwin.
So this is the picture that Flexport posted. They're getting rid of all these steps. You can literally go from factory to customer instantly and use Flexport. And I believe what Ryan Cohen and Ryan Peterson, what they've done is they've teamed up to do this. And Dragonfly is helping pioneer all this. Dragonfly is the team that's buying all these e-commerce brands. If you go to dragonflycommercegroup.com and then you go to the website, they actually offer, if you're a seller, if you're like an Amazon seller, you run an e-commerce store, you want to sell it to them, they'll buy it, and then they'll run everything through this. It's beautiful.
And I do have some questions too, in terms of, and I'm going to wait until the end, obviously, because I have a shitload of stuff to ask you pertaining to Bed Bath & Beyond, all of this shit. So, but I'll wait towards the end. We can have a small discussion over it.
So yeah, this is just another recap showing that someone posted this Teddy book. By the way, if you guys are ordering volume 2, check the books. Check where the sender is. I bet if you look it up through Flexport's website, you're going to find that Flexport is the one doing the distribution, shipping for it. Now, this leads to this other picture, which I like. This kind of shows like the future, right? The metaverse, where all these digital billboards and services are going to be there. And I highlight 3 of these. So I want to start with the first one, the one that looks like a lotion bottle on the far right. Well, I found out that this is backed by L. Catterton. And you see there's a little thunderbolt called Oddity.
Where?
Oddity. Right there.
Oh, yeah, I see it. It's above the eye.
That's right. Oddity is
Holy shit.
AI-driven e-commerce beauty brand. And right now they're kicking ass in the world. They make custom cosmetics for anyone, male or female. And one of their lead products is this called Spoiled Child. And it's like a lotion. And there's another one called Ill Makiage, which does like beauty and stuff. Anyways, my wife is into this crap because I showed her this and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know about that brand." I'm like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Right. And they're a relatively new startup, but they are making millions hand over fist in money. And L. Catterton is one of the backers for this. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So I kept digging deeper. Oh, by the way, there's that LVMH relationship at the top. And for those that don't know, that's Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. They are the partner of L. Catterton, and they are a global conglomerate. They have partners from Asia to Europe to South America to everywhere. They are the biggest dog in this game.
Wow.
And of course, it's backed by the number 3 richest person in the world.
Who?
Bernard Arnault of the Arnault Group. Yeah, they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And this is their platform, Oddity. They're using a lot of data science, machine learning, and AI, where if you want to know how to get your own custom like formula for makeup, for hygiene, collagen, for skincare, you answer a few questions through a survey, and they spit out a product for you, recommendation. Custom products. So, and they have super high margins too. So extremely profitable.
Real quick, Christy with the 10. Love the show. Right on, Christy. Squeezes Christ with the 10 is Edwin Rubber Pup. And also JPED with the 5 PP Show gifted memberships. Appreciate your love. JPED, go ahead, Edwin. My apologies.
No problem. So going back to that photo, right? So now we have
Yes.
number 2. There's this noodle, and then there's a burger at the top. So I just kept digging around further on El Caterton's website, and then I found this. Noodles and Company, literally.
Wow, these are some great fucking connections, man, especially with like El Caterton, because Realize had talked about El Caterton for a long fucking time, man,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really interesting. And then, of course, there was that one time when Ryan Cohen said, I think, ¿Cómo estás or something? He said something in Spanish, right? A lot of companies that El Caterton invests in are from Brazil, South America. A lot of them. And they have a full page on their website that lists all of them. And I found this one too, the burger right here, which is from Europe. This is a European burger shop, and they make these delicious like smash burgers. And yeah, that's also from that billboard. So I believe that El Caterton is going to be the pioneer that brings all these super beloved brands, global brands, to the metaverse world. So, yeah. So now I think everyone can start to see it now.
And he's also got in that picture too, he's got the U channel, which like I can't help but think it has something to do with YouTube, and I always assumed that like the U channel is at the top is almost like, possibly our channel. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I found it highly interesting, especially like the YouTube, like shit at the top right.
I agree. I'm holding out, but I think that could be something like Mr. Beast, because you know how Pulte is very close to him.
Yeah. There's even Plur has seen like some weird tinfoil in even Mr. Beast videos. So I mean, maybe it could be, man. It's possible.
Yeah. I think. Oh, yeah. So I'm saving this for the next part 5.
Oh, and this is Carl Icahn and Trump.
That's right.
All right, right on. All right, let's get into some questions for Edwin. Here, I'll minimize your screen here. Okay, so I want to ask a very quick question, then Travis, you go. All right. My question to Edwin is primarily, how does this all tie in to Bed Bath Q equity, right? A lot of things that we've been discussing here at the show is, perhaps 6th Street is the ones who are possibly going to maybe do some form of credit bid. Maybe that's what we're seeing, things like that. I want to know from your own mind, Edwin, you've been studying this for a long time. You've written a lot of DD. What is in your own mind, what is happening with Bed Bath equity and where is it going and what should we look to possibly be receiving?
No, I mean, this is just speculation, but it's my opinion that the deal was already done when Lazard, this has to do with the Lazard running the DMA, the dealer manager agreement. There was that period during October of last year when they did that deal. And in that deal, I believe they finalized it, and that's why they made the initial deposit, the $1 billion. In fact, I wrote a DD about it, talking about how Brett Icahn, under control, because Brett has control of IEP through the succession plan, and I believe that he made the bid through Lazard, and he secured Bye Bye Baby. That's why in January, Ryan Cohen tweeted, right, he bought all the stocks. I think that was the indicator that they already finalized that deal in that portion. And I always wondered, where was the $1 billion going to appear? One day it shows up with Brandon Meadows, and I was like, okay, well, there you go. And then Pulte says, what was he doing? I think he was trolling Platinum Sparkles and says, what happens if money appears or something? I was like, okay, that's going to be the rest of the money to buy out.
Right.
And where's the rest of the money coming from? Well, everything that was pledged from IEP, they pledged at almost $11 billion for it. And now we see it. So I believe that the deal is going to go through that. Now, the details of it, I don't know.
Right.
But that's just my opinion on it.
All right, I'll go ahead and let Travis go for a moment. Argentem with the 5. China is a communist dictatorship. Cashless system enables complete control over the population, sprinkling some AGI for a real nightmare. You heard it from Argentem. Harry with the 2. Brazil is a French-speaking country. So go ahead, Travis, if you want to add if you want to add anything there. Bfo's with the 5 as well. Appreciate the 5. And then we had a question, I think, for Edwin as well, but I will read it off to Edwin in just one moment. Go ahead, Travis. Let's hear it.
I mean, if you have more to read off, go ahead. Get those out
Okay,
of the
so
way.
so this question to Edwin, this was fresh with the 5. Appreciate the love, fresh. Edwin, would you mind sharing what you're invested in for this specific play? Is it GME, Bed Bath, Toys R Us, Loop Ring? Just curious if you would be comfortable to disclose that at all.
I won't state my position, but I'm holding GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond.
All right, right on.
And I am DRS for all.
All right, right on. Future with the 5, go back to Oddity slide. That bottom purple graphic sure looks familiar. Okay, we'll take a look at the Oddity one more time. And Bifos with the 5, please talk about the 3 stars on flag orbiting Earth. Okay, we'll go back to it too. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and Travis, go ahead and ask your question. Let's hear it.
Yeah. First, Edwin, it's an honor to have. This is the first time I think we've ever had you, and I've followed your DD for quite some time now, and I've loved it. I've been a huge fan. But I do have some questions about things you said early on about GameStop and Loop Ring, and how they're building. I believe you said a network of some sort that I was curious about, and the reason why I was curious is I met someone once who was a former GameStop employee, worked at the headquarters, was there when Feinstein was there, different department. So I don't want to give out any details. And never met RC. Well, I'll start with that. But I do have a little bit of intel on what was happening in the business back in 2021. And so you said that they were building something, and I kind of wanted you to elaborate on that to see if it lines up with the information that I have. And so can you just go into a little bit more about, the relationship between GameStop, Loop Ring, and how this is all coming together? I'm just trying to piece this together because I think the information I have
Sure.
is a little bit different.
Sure. So I actually read this from a tweet. I was actually going to include it in DD Part 3, but it was taken from the words directly from Daniel Wang, the founder of Loop Ring. And he said that at that time, he wanted to build a social network ecosystem. I think that's what I quoted as well. But that was his dream, his vision for wanting to create Loop Ring. But then he realized that when he built it and he was trying to scale it out, he was like, holy crap, I think I need to build another layer to enable businesses to come on board. Otherwise, he was going to be stuck trying to build kind of like a one-to-one parity. So for every business that he was going to try to onboard into Loop Ring, he has to custom build something for them. So that's when he decided, all right, I guess I got to leave Loop Ring. So he took off first, and then he formed Tyco. Tyco is a layer 3 decentralized app builder, and that builds a platform kind of like standardizing the system, so it would allow businesses to build their own apps through it. It's kind of like today, in the past, for people who wanted to build like an app, right? To build an app on the Apple Store, you had to custom build everything, build these libraries, build like all these tools and stuff like that to enable just the app to work. But these days they have like instant like app builders. Well, Tyco's doing just that. They've built an app builder. So if you want to quickly build an app on the Apple Store, you just use this other tool to deploy and build your app. And I believe that's what Tyco has done, and that's why they use this system.
No, and yeah, you're preaching to the choir when it comes to layer 2, layer 3. I have dived into this. I'm one of the OG apes. I know all about Loop Ring and how they developed the ZK roll for layer 2, and then Feinstein left to develop. He went to Tyco to develop the layer 3, which makes things even more affordable. And for anybody in the chat who doesn't understand what I'm talking about, gas fees were always extremely high on layer 1, and so a ZK rollup could like take 1,000 transactions, roll them up into one, and use one transaction gas fee to do everything at once for a proof of concept or proof of purchase. Doing that then cut the gas fees, which were transaction or more, and make them pennies on the dollar. Layer 3 then takes that ZK rollup and does it again with multiple ZK rollups. And it really is very scalable. It's making things affordable for Ethereum and crypto to be used as a type of currency that can be done very inexpensively for businesses and everything else. For NFTs, for you to purchase them, it becomes more inexpensive. And so I just kind of want to let anybody know in the chat who doesn't understand this that I just wanted to phase on that. But when Feinstein left, he left GameStop to develop the layer 3. But from my understanding, he only left GameStop with their NFT marketplace. Now, maybe Loopring is still a key here to use it as an exchange, but I don't know if there's any relationship that you have found between what GameStop developed and what that exchange is and how it can be implemented from both parties.
I was actually going to save it for part 5, but I'll give you guys a little.
No, then that's fine. By all means, I don't want to jump the gun here. If you
Damn it, Travis!
I mean, I want to jump the gun. Actually,
come on, man. I do the same thing with Jake. I mean, I try to inform myself. I try to be educated. I try to research, and so
yeah,
if you want to save it.
No, I will give everyone a teaser.
Mm-hmm.
I try to do a share screen right here.
Yeah, let me share it right now.
So this right here is going to be part 5. Very large array.
Wow.
These satellites here are basically going to set up a global infrastructure, 24/7, everything. One of the biggest problems right now with the infrastructure network, here I'll go back to this right here because this picture actually makes it a lot easier to understand.
Yeah, someone was saying to look at that again.
So this right here, right, this picture, what's missing in here is the 5G network. 5G is still developing here in America, but over in China, they're light years ahead of us. In fact, they're moving towards 6G. Mm-hmm. And to really create a metaverse seamless experience where everything you can walk from, outdoors to indoors to under a basement and still have connectivity, you need to have that level of infrastructure. So what better other way to do that than to have this global positioning satellite running blockchain? And someone's already doing it right now. That's Elon Musk. He's about to fire up all Starlink and create that infrastructure.
Yeah.
Starlink is going to be powered on 5G. So imagine that seamless experience in the world where we can have all that. So that kind of touches a little bit on it. I don't want to go into deeper.
Right, of course. But we have E. Williams here with the 5. Speaking of WeChat, sometimes you lose. Dim sum, you Edwin. Romeo ain't dying in this PP show. Your flex port is smooth like butter because if Astro Glide. Right on, man. We also got Harry with the 2. How much to get you to say my whole name? Harry Ballsack. Dude, how did I never read? How the fuck have I never read Harry's name on the show, man? That's genius, man. Harry Ballsack. Right on. Appreciate the 2. I'm glad you tipped that so I could read it. Carter with the 2. I can't wait to see the PP app. It's going to be fucking awesome, dude. It's going to be way better than fucking Reddit, that's for sure. We also got Squeezes with the 2. Can Travis teach us options again? How about we don't? And also Marantz with the 5. Can't wait until Death Play sinks like Perry in a hot tub. All right, right on. You heard it from Marantz. All right, so let me ask... or I know, Michael, you probably want to ask Edwin something. If you want to ask, I'll ask Edwin next because I don't know if you've had a chance to really ask Edwin much.
Oh, well, I mean, I've just kind of had questions. I tried to look into Loopring, and I know...
well, let's try to keep it all interconnected to Bed Bath, right? Because that's what a lot of people want to know, too.
Yeah, right. Well, I was just trying to think, like, it would have seemed likely to me that GameStop would have made their own cryptocurrency in-house, and I imagine Tyco is that, but it would be a scaling solution for something else. So I'm just not quite sure. Like Loopring, I do believe the headquarters is in China, which being in a completely different country, I don't know if that would have regulatory obstacles here to have it decentralized or out in China. So I don't know if you have thoughts on that, I guess.
Sorry, I was typing to... Can you repeat that message?
Like GameStop, it would have made sense to me that they would have wanted to have a whole blockchain type structure in-house. And so if if Tycho is a layer 3 and they plan on like using like loop ring, is it just that they're interfacing with loop ring? Because it just seems that as far as getting regulatory approval here in the United States, I feel like regulators would be kind of skeptical if the headquarters for loop ring was in China.
That's true. Loop ring is in China, and I think that's what gives them that flexibility as well to operate. I mean, that's why they took down the GameStop wallet, right? And I think that's also another part too, because if we're going to start to, exchange currency, whatever you want to call tokens, I know that's really subjective to some people, but I think that's kind of like the loophole, if you will.
Yeah. So you don't think that T0 is a part of this at all? You think that GME, Bed Bath, all the stuff that's going to be on Loop Ring's network? Is that correct? Am I understanding that right?
No.
Oh, I'm not. Okay.
I believe that Loop Ring is going to be kind of like think of it as like a pavement. If you're building your house and structure on, you need really strong foundation. I believe Loop Ring is going to provide that infrastructure, and then everything is going to be built on top of it. Tycho it enables all the other things, which enables X Lightning Network, and then all this other stuff to be built on top of it. That's why it's kind of key to have all these critical infrastructure pieces in place, because they're about to. I mean, the whole financial system is about to collapse, right? Everyone can see the writings on the wall. Even the FDIC, which they did their meeting last year, admitted that, gosh, they can't even save all the banks. And they were joking and laughing about it, which is, cruel and evil, but that's who they are, the lizard people. And so
go ahead,
the systems and infrastructures need to be in place before they can just say, hey, guys, we're about to hit the nuke MOAS button, right? Announce, Chapter 11 coming out of this, and then getting ready to, if they're going to do a DPO or whatever, to release these new shares, because Marcus Lemonis is already pointing to the fact that, there is no BBYQ anymore. It's going to be whatever new company is coming out. And I still believe that's going to be Teddy.
Right. But I would still technically consider that equity, though. Like, that's still, you're getting something rather than nothing, right? But I guess I'm looking into the God damn it, man. Edwin had bugged me, man. I talked about it for an hour. I didn't want to get back into it. All right. We'll move on.
But I don't know if you, so what did you think about T0? Did you think that was going to play in, Edwin?
T0, I will include that in part 5. I was going to do it all in this, but it is too much to cover.
Yeah.
It's just way too much.
Like, do you think it's involved at all?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And there was all the trademarks started coming out. Player NZ, team NZ, XT, whatever.
Yeah.
I believe it's all part of it. So but it's still speculative.
We have Squeezes Christ here with the 10. Can you ask Edwin how long he's been getting his DD from Michael? All right.
It's an inside joke. I did not start.
Gino with the 2. Are we sure Edwinbarnes ain't Oscar de la Hoya? I'm not even sure who that is, but right on. Bam with the 2. Ask Edwin if this DD is the Kraken. What are your thoughts on that, Edwin?
No, not yet.
All right. Jesse with the 5. PP update. Your goddamn Christmas calendar countdown. What's it supposed to be? Is that better? There. Damn it. Mrs. Peepy's always like, everyone in the chat's always saying that we have the wrong date up there. And I'm like, yeah, people like to shit talk all night. So Edwin, in terms of, I guess my biggest question is, one of the things that we were looking at was pertaining to Gibbons and perhaps a securities offering. We've also seen the failure to monetize some of these nulls. What are your thoughts about some of these things from the last couple of weeks that you've been seeing pertaining to Bed Bath & Beyond? And why do you think that we still haven't got an answer in terms of what's happening in equity? We know that Ryan Cohen is being sued in a pump and dump lawsuit. We know that there's some stuff that he has filed pertaining to his pump and dump lawsuit that needs to remain confidential. And I'm just curious your opinion on that. We also had Judith Cohen, who was replaced with Bed Bath Beyond. They'd like to move to a motion to dismiss. What are your thoughts, Edwin? The last couple weeks, the filings that we've been looking at, some of this stuff about securities offerings, things like that. Why do you think there's a holdup, and how do you think that applies also when we take into account an S4 with the shelf offering?
Yeah, I'm gonna reserve some of my opinions because I'll be honest, I haven't been following the last 2 months in the Knolls.
Sure.
I've been following Jake in his recap. I
Yeah.
actually read one of his posts last night on Twitter, which he did, I think, a really good job and really insightful post on what he thinks is happening right now behind the scenes with Ryan Cohen, the personal lawsuit, and how the other side is just constantly trying to drag it out, trying to move towards discovery. And I think, but I also believe that because right here, all the stuff that I've been covering, right, what they're building out is not complete yet. I don't think it's fully mature yet. Otherwise, Tycho would be the first to show that. And I've been following Tycho closely because I think that's going to be the indicator. And of course, right now you just saw Lightning, which I shared here earlier in these slide decks, that Lightning is just released. So Lightning's still premature. So it's not even ready to be released to the public yet. So I think a lot of these things, realistically, we might have another 2 months, in my opinion.
Oh, don't
really
tell me
comes
that,
out.
man.
But let me at least put this
So
out there
tired,
as a
man.
disclaimer. The waiting for the infrastructure may be different for the experience. If I were to say, think of it this way: if you were to want to just jump right into the metaverse right now, right? It's not even complete because, well, I don't want to get into it in detail, but Protocol Gemini is another indicator. If you want to see how the development process is on the metaverse inside of the digital world, that's a great place to look at. So I look at all these things and I kind of study stuff at like a macro level. And when I see all these kind of like indicators, like, wow, they're still in early stages of development and it's not really stable enough for release, even though they're pilot testing with a lot of users and people and getting a lot of community feedback. I mean, they could release it, and technically, if you just want to have like a beta version, right? Beta stable version where people can start to onboard into this system, and that might work. That might work to get people on, to give people the ability to, start to make trades, because you don't really need much for that. When Loopring launched their trade book, right? If anyone has a Loopring wallet, you can trade directly within it, trade different coins and such. So when they released that prototype of their mainnet, you were able to use the system already. So I don't know I don't know what type of, if I study enough about Ryan Cohen, which I have done, I've noticed that he's a bit of a perfectionist about certain things. So I don't know but his partners, right? He's got a lot of partners involved. There's a lot of investors, a lot of companies involved. Maybe these other branded companies need to have a full experience, especially if you're talking like Apple. Apple is a heavy hitter, and they don't just release crap. They release something that's near perfect because they're tying their name to it. It's a big brand. And then when you look at like El Caterton, who they're being funded by, which is Louis Vuitton, these are ultra luxury brands who aren't going to put their name out there for some alpha, beta testing, right? That's going to hurt their brand. They don't want to be associated with crap. So I don't know exactly, if there's going to be some sort of like, okay, do they release a version 1 and allow people to have these new shares on this new network system? Or they go all in and it's coming out near, polished. So those are just my thoughts on it.
Yeah. So we have Dr. Eyeball here. I'm going to let him ask a couple questions if you'd like, or to join into the conversation here real quick. Marantz rants with the 2. Ryan, queef into the mic if you're watching. All right. We also got Squeezes Christ with the 5. The Pope has acute bronchitis. LOL. All right, you heard it from Squeezius. Dr. Eyeball, welcome. Dr. Eyeball, welcome to the PP Show. It's great to see you tonight. Can we get a mic test? Are you there or what?
Yeah, hey, can you hear me? Last time I was breaking up a little bit. Didn't quite realize it.
Yeah, you sound great. How you doing tonight? Anything that you want to add? Anything you want to add on here, context or anything that you wanted to ask Edwin? We're all ears, man. Please,
I just wanted to kind of ramble for like 5 to 10 minutes about Jamaica. And Edwin, thank you so much for contributing your DD over these many months. You're like light years ahead of all of us in that regard.
Hey there, nice to meet you.
So this idea has been smoldering for quite a while. I think that RC's initial letter to the board to GameStop, and then fast forward a year and a half later, letter to the board of Bed Bath & Beyond, and the tweets that he has, the messaging that he has provided in the midst of all of that, like He had this anniversary tweet, and then shortly after that, this 69 like wiki tweet, and then in the midst of all that, he starts investing in Bed Bath and Beyond. And as you know, the messaging for the company from him is anti high paid executives. There's no high paid executives in the metaverse. Power to the players, power to the people. And this idea of the metaverse, the Web 3.0, is what provides that. And rather than you paying your $119 a year or whatever the hell Amazon is charging for Amazon Prime, and you really not getting a whole lot, like you streaming a movie, you buying a movie even on there, and you don't even freaking own it, and you're happy with that. Changing the e-commerce dynamics significantly in this vision. So the idea that we're talking about here is this like beast and complex and probably changing over time. But as we all know, like RC has a history with Chewy and building something grand in secret, and perhaps there's something there. We all know that Bed Bath & Beyond had logistics network and partnerships with brands, and perhaps this idea of what this could be gives power to these small businesses in a much different and better way to what Amazon is doing. You look at articles and anecdotal stories about small businesses and vendors and such using Amazon and the negativity there, as well as you've probably been on Amazon searching for some crap widget, and it's like you don't know what the hell you're getting, if it's a piece of shit from China or if it's something legit. So that's kind of where this is it's tying together like people that are, say, owners, maybe, this is my idea, in this company, potentially could be a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and the buy-ins are the vendors and the players who care to, in a Flexport way, give their products directly to people. Some of that is tokenized, the logistics perhaps, and if you can imagine, like in that realm, you've got a piece that is going to be given to the person that drives the thing, that boxes it, that puts it on the shelf, and so on and so forth. It's all built into this network. That's one kind of broader idea of this. But making that physical asset purchase synonymous with other digital assets at the same time, and tying that all together. So that's what I really like, kind of fantasizing about this idea. I think is very interesting. But I think that's where, where Bed Bath comes into play in this RC story over time. And it seems like there's this timeline here to where he's talking about these things, and then he gets involved with Bed Bath and Beyond. Like that's what to me is telling me that there's this connection.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Edwin?
That was a lot. Sorry, I was trying to follow. Was there a clear question out of that?
No, I wasn't really asking a question. I was just kind of rambling to provide some context, because I was seeing some comments in the chat and stuff that, like, there's probably not a lot of people that know the ins and outs of Loopring, Tyco, all this stuff. Like reading the Jamerica DD post, it's confusing. We're talking about like reverse triangle mergers, like Hail Mary, Statue of Liberty, football type plays, sort of stuff. That stuff's all very interesting, but like what I want to explain is kind of this broader scheme, this broader idea. That's what I perceive Jamerica is supposed to be.
Yeah, I think at least to me is that Jamerica is going to be an infrastructure system to replace what's crumbling, what's decrepit, what is stealing and taking away from the people. I see that Jamerica is going to democratize all of this, the playing field across the board for many, many people. Individual influencers, like as you mentioned, sellers that are on Amazon who are sick and tired of the crazy fees just to operate a business. And I know I have friends who run who are Amazon sellers, and the crazy part is the moment you start to gain traction, you start to become successful in Amazon. Well, the people that you ship your products to at Amazon warehouse, they then want your invoices. They want to know who your suppliers are, because that way they can go out and undercut you. And this actually happened to one of my buddies, and he had a really niche store that was moving weight, like, doing 6 figures a month. And then once Amazon caught on, because, they have all your analytics, they have all your customers, they go and talk to your suppliers, and then they go and run ads on top of your business, baiting up on all the keywords of your product. How can you compete with that? That's like competing with Amazon for their Google ads for, their share of whatever their product is. So Amazon's just out to destroy businesses, and they've done that repeatedly. So I see that G-America is going to finally open up that opportunity, and it's going to democratize it. You got Flexport that's going to help solve the shipping problem, the last mile, taking it to the customer. And then you're going to have this safe, secure network where people can actually go into a digital world and see and touch your product. And then when they place an order on it, they can get an NFT, so they know that it's going to be secure, that you created it. It came from your company. And when it arrives, a physical product to their home, they're going to be able to have that experience. It's going to be seamless all around, full circle, in my opinion. So those are my thoughts on that.
All right, right on. Does anybody else have any questions for Edwin? And then we're going to move on to a little bit of stuff to discuss tonight. Does anybody have any other questions for Edwin?
When's part 5?
Soon.
Tomorrow?
Maybe right after the show, I drop it.
Hell yeah.
No,
all right. Right on.
Man, such an honor to have you on. Like, I've been watching you for so long, watching your DD and following you, and it's been amazing. You put out some great stuff. Much respect, much appreciation for what you do for the community. I know you're kind of like a lone wolf out on your own doing your thing, and I just want to say that, you have my respect and my appreciation.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys and what you guys do. Michael, cool. Travis, the team, even the guy who runs all the memes here. Who is that guy?
That's Sloppy.
Yeah, Sloppy. Dude, yeah. Big ups for you.
Cool.
I love all those memes. It keeps it really entertaining between the talks.
Awesome. Right on. Well, you heard it from Edwin, man. Edwin, we loved having you on the show. So chat, let's get some love for Edwin on his way out. And Edwin, appreciate having you on the PP show, man.
Yep. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Talk again soon.
Appreciate
Take care.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right, you heard it from Edwin, man. Right on.
Yeah, these ideas. Sorry to interrupt you, man. These ideas are I think a leading reason why GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond are so controversial in the news media. This is butting heads with the capitalistic way.
Yeah.
And these companies make money off of us via subscriptions and just being happy with nothing. And if that changes, then obviously big tech like Google, Amazon, Apple, even, Apple takes like a 30% cut, like all the apps on the App Store.
Yeah.
That changes massively the economics of those companies. So it makes sense that there would be a big fight about this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Twitch was taking 50% of all tips, like 50%.
What?
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And they switched it because people started moving to like YouTube that only takes 30%. And so it's like, that's just ridiculous that like there's so much inefficiency, and it's like sad to see basically between the product and the person just to get like, it's almost just to lose that much value just because of inefficiencies.
No worries, Travis.
Sorry. My son is right next to me on a Switch, and he's got his legs on me, and we're just playing battle over here. And I meant to talk to him, and my mic was muted. My apologies.
No worries, man. Dr. Eyeball, anything else you want to add pertaining to what your thoughts are? Jamerica, Ryan Cohen. I mean, it's been a long time, man. I've been in the play over a year now, and a lot of people really want to know, what actually is happening. And I know a lot of people have been patient out there. What are some closing thoughts, Dr. Eyeball, for everybody that you'd like to share on your way out? Let's hear it.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
There you fucking have it, man. Right on. Dr. Eyeball, appreciate having you on the show, man. And again, appreciate you guys have been cleaning up the r/BBBY sub. And more importantly, much appreciated that you're housing some peepees over there still on Reddit. And you allowed me to post the show link. So right on, man. Appreciate having you on the show.
Anytime, man.
man.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Chad, let's get some love for Dr. Eyeball on his way out.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, there was somebody in the chat that just said this, and I got to repeat this. It says on a streaming service that only takes 10%, you'll get all the funding the app needs.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, you're not wrong. You know, like these guys that are building our app too, like they even said that at some point in the future we can like implement like AR type shit so we can like slap people with dildos and stuff. It's gonna be fucking cool, man, for sure. These guys that want to build the site and the app, you know, again, I had a meeting with them and they seem like some really cool dudes, and we're gonna get some nice dildo artwork on the site, man. It's gonna be fucking incredible, man. You know, we have full control over what our app is gonna be about, man. There's got to be dildo slaps, man.
Are we gonna get the
instead of
vibrator
like
one?
PPShow in 3D? It's PPShow in 69D.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking cool,
All right.
man, for sure.
How long are we into this? Hold on. Can we just get a random vibrator one because it's so
You really like that one, don't you?
hilarious? The greatest one.
All right.
And
All right. We'll give you the old B, man, for sure. All right. There you go, Travis. Carrie Kings with the 20. PP, I love you. I'm not drunk. A hero or zero. I'm all in again. Travis is a savage. Michael is consistent, and Sloppy speaks to me telepathically. Someone in the chat said I thought Sloppy was AI. Dude, come on. He's a real fucking guy who comes here for 3 hours a night to do gifts all night long, man. Where can you find any other dedication like that anywhere, man? Right on. Hold on one real quick. Gravitron with the 2. Speak softly, carry a big peepee. Appreciate the love, man. And then we also got a 5 here from Jacqueline. YouTube takes 30%. PP, post your Venmo. Would much rather we pay you some for comment and more for your great work later. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, it does suck they take 30%, but then you know, how am I going to read the funny ass fucking tips on the screen, man? Then how? Go ahead, Travis. Let's hear it.
I was gonna say, so I said, are we gonna have, you know, the slaps, or I said the vibrator slap, and my girlfriend's in the other room. She goes, "What?" I was like, all right, let's play it so I can show her after the stream about. And so I need to mark the time. How far are we into this stream? I don't even know. We're
2 hours, 2 hours, 30 minutes. You can pull it out, baby. It's fine. It's probably good.
There's a loop ring game called Looperlands, and a friend and I actually streamed it, and the people who made it actually made us our little avatars, and they gave me a dildo, a green dildo.
Oh yeah, right on. Yeah. We have a you know, obviously something special for a lot of the peepees that will be attending that Pulte peepee event. I don't want to say what it is, but each person attending will receive something, man, for sure. And I think you guys will like it. Ricky Smooth with the 2. Sloppy, the gifts that keep on giving. You're damn right, man. All right. So, okay, we do have Garrett backstage as well, which we'll pull in just real quick in just a moment. I do want to finish up some of this DD from Jake, but you know what? I'm actually going to send this to you, Michael, because I think this DD is probably I think it's broken up a little better than just reading his post from November 19th. Yeah. The guy is somewhere out in there in the chat, knows what I'm talking about. What all the peepees will get. All right, let's bring in Garrett real quick, and then we'll go over that post too. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Garrett. Let's see what's going on with Garrett tonight. Let's see what's on his mind. Chat, welcome Garrett. All right, what's going on, Garrett? Great to see you, man. How you doing tonight? Welcome to the PP Show.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Hey, thank you, PP. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, right on, dude. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, all you guys. No, I just wanted to start off with first by saying, you know, I get it, man. You know, you've been infiltrated, and there's a lot of shills, and they've took down your subreddit, right?
Yeah.
So I used to be Reddit at one time prior to GameStop, before Reddit got popularized, and I got out of Reddit because of all that stuff. It just was too what do you say, stressing.
Sure.
I've been online since 4 a.m. My eyeballs are fried, so this isn't a cool statement. I've just been looking at a computer, but
no worries, man.
Michael, I love you, man. You are keep doing what you're doing. Travis, all you guys, ABC, you're like your top crew that you have a part of your team. I realize that people come on here because they believe in you and they have faith in you, or they come on here to try and like poke and prod, or they're just straight up shills. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I get that, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll get into it real quick.
Yeah.
While I look at the paper. So I mentioned to you before, and the reason why I guess I know the difference between tinfoil and comms, and just comms and tinfoil and comms combined, is because I worked in the entertainment industry for 15 years, and I worked on military and action movies. So where we actually had liaisons of former law enforcement, FBI, CIA, and people in order to have the continuity take place, so that people then go on the show and go, that seems kind of bullshit, or tinfoil, if you will, right?
Sure, yeah.
So the original that I came up with was when Pulte was coming up and doing all the ice cream stuff.
Yeah.
And so cream is 40, ice is 17, right? So you have 40 minus 17 is 23, which was Thanksgiving, right?
Sure.
So if I look at my notes, Sue Gov on the 22nd was pronounced CEO of DK Butterfly, was she not?
Sue Gov. Yeah. So from what we understand, I think that she is this current CEO of Butterfly. Yes.
Okay. So I got that. And then I have DK, I have Butter, and Fly. And if you add up 15, 86, and 43, which are the geometric values of DK, Butter, and Fly together, you get 144.
Okay.
144 in geometric value is divine destiny, prosperity, wealth, and rebirth. Okay. So that's the first page. Make it real quick because I don't want to bore people. Bill Pulte comes on the PP show on 11/27/2023 at 1 hour and 40 minutes into the show. Okay.
All right.
So an hour is 60 minutes plus the 40. That's 100 minutes. 100 minutes isn't a triangular merger. 100 minutes is actually a perfect square that coincides with the 2 unicorns that he has sitting in his swimming pool. Right?
Oh, now that's fucking weird.
Yeah. So the 2
now
unicorns,
bizarre.
Each unicorn has to be valued at a minimum of $1 billion with a B plus. Right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So we have, when we were all in this, now I was in Bed Bath & Beyond when it was BBBY at a cost average of almost $35 per share at almost a year and 4 months ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at BBBY. We're traded on the NASDAQ. It goes BBBY, BBYQ, OTC, we still have shares, gets delisted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I get a statement from TD Ameritrade that my shares were sold for worthless securities prior to my transference of Schwab that took place on Friday, November 3rd. And November 6th was the opening ticker and the ringing of bell that was supposed to take place of BYON, Beyond Inc. Okay. So just listening to Travis, Jake 2B, Smudge the Cat, OK Bets, Spidey, and Ross, I think what's taking place, we had Marcus Lemonis that combined with Abram on November 29th, right? November 29th is the 333rd day of the year, right? Minus the 319th. If you subtract that, the 333 from the 319, that comes out to December 14th. That sounds like a party or something, doesn't it?
Oh, the 14th?
Yeah, it sounds like December 14th. 333 minus 319 is December 14th, is it not? And then in the Teddy books, with Mike Hans was presenting last night, right? We come over and we have December 7th, and December in the Gregorian calendar is the 12th month. There's kind of been a lot of 84 going around lately, isn't it? Last I checked, 12 times 7 is 84. And the 7th is the earnings, if I'm not mistaken, of GME. And the 8th is the first day of Hanukkah. So,
all right, I'm following you. All right, there's a lot of numbers, man, a lot of numerology here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to follow here.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. So I kind of think, and I was doing some math from BBBY to BBYQ to BYON.
Okay.
And added the gematria with the intrinsic value, and it comes out to being shorted 9.496 times the original amount of GME, which brings it to that amount. And it just kind of coincides with the recent Teddy books that Mike Hans was unraveling with. I had Toys R Us and Lego and some other things. So
right,
I just saw some things that were kind of funny through not just mathematics but gematria, and it's the same reason why how when we go into pre-production, production, and post-production, and the times that when we film and for the times that you see that released the next year usually. So all these dates kind of coincide with what it, not just tinfoil and not just dockets, but when you add up the tinfoil and you add up the dockets, it all comes out to 100, and that's a perfect square. So I was wondering if you guys knew anything else, or if Michael or Travis or yourself, PP, or anybody else have found out anything new that you haven't mentioned tonight that I could kind of take notes on.
You know,
all right, you knew it was coming, Garrett. All right. In terms of the numbers, the numerology, you believe that they're maybe communicating via numbers. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I actually do have something to add.
Go ahead, Michael.
So I was actually looking up Hanukkah because I really do believe we were going to get our shares on the last Jewish holiday. But the 5th day of Hanukkah, you actually get foil wrapped chocolate coins. So I don't know. I mean, that's just like kind of funny. Might be coincidental, but you know, it's about the gift of money.
Some people in the chat were saying that Garrett's trolling. I don't think so. Garrett's been on the show before too. I mean, I think this is just Garrett's tinfoil he's sharing.
No, I originally, guys, for you guys to think I'm a shill or I'm trolling or whatever you're thinking, because I didn't start seeing the show actually till I think it was close to when I did my Portugal trip. I left out of Europe for a year or for a month, and but I originally had a few thousand shares. I took my cost average and I went all the way down to almost 48 cents, and I ended at 10,900 shares while it's still BBBYQ.
Yeah.
So for you guys and the other guy who talks shit on here to me and Travis, he goes by French Toast. To be honest with you, I don't even know if you how to scramble eggs or even make toast, but you got to know your role in that sense too. Right? So I've been on here. I'm not a trill, a shoal, and I'm a bot, none of that stuff. And between my investments, I'm out almost 20 grand. And that's not something I'm proud of, but I held all the way because I knew for a fact, if you guys are going to pump this much money into writing fake articles and putting on news segments and doing this fake news, then I mustn't be into something that's really genuinely happened. So, and I bought, you know, my apartment, my house, everything was always furnished with Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
And it's a company that's been around for over 50 years. So I'm just tired of people that are, you know, in cahoots to, you know, take all these companies, the good companies that we have left, and short them to an oblivion. And I don't think that's right. So that's why I'm in this play. And I held on. And you know what? The people that say, oh, I'm wrong, or you're not going to get any shares, they're all worthless. You guys don't know as much as I know. And what I know is I'm going off my gut. And my gut tells me you guys are wrong, and we're actually right. In the end, we do win. So for you guys getting so offensive, I don't know why. Whether you lost money, hey, I'm sorry you lost money. I lost money too. In fact, I have nothing.
Sure.
But after reading the dockets and listening to all these smart men and women on the PP show and PP and Michael and ABC and Travis and all these people and Jake 2B and Salvatore and all these people, if you think they're a joke for being honest and being sincere and trying to help out people who lost out their own money due to the fact that the very people that are going against you, then you're either with them or you just feel very sour or you just don't know. And that's on you. And
right on.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'll take it over to Travis real quick. Travis, if you want a question, but real quick, Pickles for Dinner with the 10. Check the PP Show X Reddit. I'm the guy who made the PP Show Lego set. I can give part/list instructions. So if you guys are looking for the PP Lego set, check out on X. Fuck, I'm about to lose this tip from Why So Serious. I will go right back and read it, man. I promise. DJ with the 2, geometra like Karma Sutra, but with geometry. Jesse with the 5, 8 plus 4 equals 7, and some more numbers. Add foil plus dockets equals perfect square. Minus logic equals Hanukkah equals Teddy. And I'll take it over to Travis. People just like to talk shit, man. You got to just understand that, Garrett. I don't think there's anything to it. I just think that people, you know, some people hate tinfoil just in general too. So Travis, let's get a quick comment there because we only have about 45 minutes left of the show, and I do want to take a look at a couple other things for tonight too. Go ahead, Travis.
No, you got it. And I'll be quick first. Yeah, people like to come on here and talk mess. And that's what this is all about. Let's come on the show. Let's have fun. Let's talk about the markets, some investment opportunities, and let's have a good time. I do want to say that, Garrett, you brought up French Toast, and French Toast and I have squashed everything. He initiated, he didn't know. He was just jostling on me, yesterday. It did touch a nerve. He wasn't aware of it. But him and I are squared away. We're straight. So what happened yesterday is water under the bridge.
No,
we'll rise above.
That's cool, Travis. But what he said to me through a public chat was that I can't call middle school girls.
Oh, and that's fucked up, French Toast. What the fuck, man?
When I find offensive is to that. Is I'm not a fucking pedophile, French Toast. And secondly, there's a lot of people in Wall Street using these fucking shell companies that are doing human trafficking. And that's why Tim Ballard has been targeted. Okay. If you ever seen the movie The Sound of Freedom. So
yeah,
before you start talking shit and being a keyboard tough kid, you might want to know your role speaking to grown men. And that's what I have to say to people that don't even know how to scramble eggs or make toast.
Right on. Yeah, right on. Real quick, why so serious with the 5? Random number, Rain Man, regarded nonsense, illusionary number patterns is not real. DD is dude is such an asshole. It's mental illness. Please go hit a blackjack table. There you have it. We also have P-Man with the 2. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Garrett, maybe not everybody agrees, but I liked having you on. I like just sharing what you have on your mind because that's what the PP show is all about, man. It's about understanding, allowing people to come on and give their opinion. So, Garrett, we'd loved having you on the show, man. Closing thoughts. Let's hear it as we move on to the next segment of the show. Let's hear it, Garrett.
PP, I just want to say you're a blessing from God. Michael, you're a blessing from God.
Right on.
Travis, you're a blessing from God. And your entire team and everybody that you're affiliated with, that's against everybody that's been against us, these nefarious people, whatever you want to call them. Man, they took down your show, your Reddit show, not because you were talking shit. They took down your show because you're speaking the truth.
And that's why we're building our own goddamn website, our own goddamn app, and no one's going to fucking take it down this time. Sorry, Garrett, go ahead.
Exactly. And it's the same thing as all the people talking shit about Bill Pulte.
Yeah.
Pulte is a beast. Pulte doesn't deal with bullshit. And don't mistake Bill Pulte or you or Michael or Travis or anybody affiliated with your team, your kindness for weakness, because at the end of the day, you will get taken out. And that's it.
Amen. All right. You heard it from Garrett.
We win.
All right. Right on. You heard it from Garrett, man. He's going to enjoy a cigarette in the rest of the show, man. Garrett, appreciate having you on. Chat. Let's get some love for Garrett on his way out. Take care, Garrett.
You too. Thank you, people.
All right. You heard it from Garrett.
All I know is if it ends up being, if we get our shares on the 11th of December, which is the day of Gelt in Hanukkah, I'm going to the casino with Garrett and putting money on whatever he's putting money on because somehow he saw it. I think we'll get it before the 11th, but if it's the 11th, shout out to him.
All right. So there is a guy backstage. His name is Tony. We'll bring him on in just a little bit. Tony, we do want to see what you have to share in terms of some TA regarding GME. But before we do that, I do want to take a look at another couple posts before we get into that. So if you don't mind just sitting backstage, that would be excellent. Michael, I'm going to send you a post here. If we can,
I think I have it up already.
Sure. Let me see.
No, I think I have it up already.
Okay.
Is this the one? Can you see it backstage?
No. That's the one that we'll go to in just a moment. There's actually another. You guys both actually have that one. Yeah, here it is right here. So this is what I wanted to this is what I wanted to cover in terms of this is what I wanted to cover for tonight in terms of when we were talking about those offerings things. So I just wanted to see your opinion on this and just see, what your general thoughts are. It says here the right stuff. On the PP show last night, rights offerings were discussed. Below is a summary from Chat GPT. I thought others might find interesting. I know we don't really take a lot of Chat GPT type of posts in here, but I wanted to see what Travis's thoughts are because we were just talking about this yesterday. Squeezes Christ with the 5. French toast is the white stuff on moldy dog shit. The only difference is he has less intelligence. We also got a 5 from Mike Hands. PPI called out Reddit on an X post today about the foul harassment against Pulte and how they took down your sub and not GME Meltdown. Appreciate that, Mike Hands. Yeah, it's been crazy. They've been hitting that guy hard on Meltdown. All right, so what it says here is a rights offering, also known as a rights issue, is a way for a company to raise capital by offering its existing shareholders the opportunity to purchase additional shares of the company's stock at a discounted price. This is typically done in proportion to their existing holdings. Shareholders are given rights that entitle them to buy a specified number of shares at a predetermined price within a specified time. Here's a breakdown of how rights offering works. 1, announcement. The company announces its intention to issue new shares through a rights offering. The terms of the offering, including the discount and the number of rights needed to purchase each new share, are detailed. Issuance of rights. Existing shareholders receive tradable rights based on the number of shares they currently own. These rights give them the option to buy additional shares. Subscription period. Shareholders have a specified period, usually several weeks to exercise their rights and purchase the new shares at the discounted price. Purchase of new shares, shareholders can choose to either exercise their rights and buy the new shares or sell the rights to other investors in the market. If a shareholder doesn't exercise their rights during the subscription period, the rights usually expire worthless. Use of proceeds. The proceeds from the rights offering are used by the company for various purposes, such as reducing debt, funding expansion, or meeting working capital needs. Rights offerings provide existing shareholders with a way to maintain their proportional ownership in the company and participate in its growth. It's a form of direct participation in the company's capital raising activities. All right, Travis, it's your time to shine. What are your thoughts on what we were discussing in terms of this rights offering?
I knew it was coming. That's why I loosened up for this real quick.
I noticed.
This is a very, very good elementary entry into rights offerings.
Good.
Rights offerings can be very complex as well. They can be just like this. They can also be preferred shares, derivatives where you have to hold this for a certain amount of time because we can't have any future ownership changes for the next 2.5 to 3 years. There's a lot of different ways to do rights offerings. And the cool thing about it is you can do it to just certain classes within the Chapter 11. Do we issue it just to Chapter 6 or just to Class 6?
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Class 6 would be the UCC and all the bondholders. And they don't have to take it. They just have to have somebody on the backstop side to fill the rest, which in this case could be Hudson Bay Capital. I'm hypothesizing here. Just bear with me.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of stuff in here that this is a very, very simplistic rights offerings, and this is very educational. Yes. But they do get more complex shares. We've seen preferred share rights offerings with Ready Ice, with Hertz. I'm sorry, Hertz wasn't rights offering for preferred.
That was the one that was half. I remember when we were discussing last night.
There was preferred shares with the Hertz offering, but I don't think that was a rights offering.
Okay.
So rights offering with preferred shares as Ready Ice did through their Chapter 11. So in not only can you do preferred shares, you can do warrants. You can do warrants that you have to hold for 3 years. And part of me, I want to think it has something to do with warrants or preferred shares. The UCC lawyers, there was 2 lawyers. There was the main lawyer and then Glenn, who had the 14% of the bondholders, and the other guy who was representing the other 86%. Where the guy who's representing 86% said, no, you look at this confidential information and and do so under an NDA. And Glenn said, no, I don't want that. We want it this way. This is what we're seeing.
Yeah.
And so I think it has something to do with preferreds or warrants where the bondholders could be made whole. And if the bondholders get made whole, means the next class is next, which the next class was warrants. Well, all the warrants have already been converted through while in Chapter 11, which leads then Class 8. I forget Class 8, which then leads to Class 9, which is common shareholders. That's us. And if you do a rights offering, you can raise cap even post emergence, even post Chapter 11. You can do this. And there's so much information that's confidential that we're not seeing that this is a possibility. And the first time we saw this is in docket 2727 with Gibbons. So maybe this, is the print that nobody else can see because they don't want anybody knowing that, no, this is actually going to happen. We don't know. We can only speculate. I'm digging. I assure you, Jake's digging. I assure you, Salvatore's digging. We're DMing each other on Twitter left and right going, we're trying to dig into this and figure it out. There's not enough information, but we're learning. We're trying to figure it out. And hopefully we have something next day or two. I don't want to put a timeline on it because this is something way outside of my area of expertise by any means, by any stretch. I'm a generic accountant. I'm just a guy who does accounting. And so trying to learn rights offerings and securities, basically asking me to be a securities lawyer. I have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody can understand that this is going to take some time. I think we're on the right track here. We're diving in. We're sharing information amongst each other. So I do love this write-up. This is a great write-up for the very basics of a rights offering for common shares, for common shareholders. My only argument against this would be that if they did it this way, it would almost delete our old shares, which we don't want. We want it to be preservation of those shares.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think, and I'm sorry, Michael, to cut you off, but before I forget, that's why I think Gibbons is the one in, like, that's essentially, that's why we see the Gibbons, because Gibbons is here for the bondholders, right? He could give a fuck less. He could give a fuck less if shareholders get nothing. That's why he's fighting for the monetization of the Knolls, and he failed to do so. The bankruptcy has been moving at an alarming rate, so fucking fast, man. We went from, they filed bankruptcy on a Sunday and they were in court the next day. That is unheard of anywhere, in any fucking court case, any bankruptcy you hear. That is 100% unheard of, which leads us to believe that, yes, most likely it was planned. Now, I mean, that's the biggest question, but that's why I think we see that offerings language in terms of Gibbons, because, at the end of the day, he could give a fuck less if shareholders get anything, so, yeah, go ahead.
And let's not forget, they had dip financing lined up in January.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
That's in a docket. Oh God, 47. It was somebody's testimony or somebody's letter. About, we did this in early April, we did this, and we had dip financing and all this other stuff lined up in early April. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
this is a planned bankruptcy. This is a
strategic bankruptcy.
Strategic. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. This is being done strategically. Absolutely. Now we know that they're doing a rights offering, and that has been kept silent through Kirkland and Ellis and everybody else. Maybe that was the privileged information that they were redacting from the dockets.
It very well could be. Yeah.
And then Gibbons is like, DGAF. We don't
well,
care
when you look at the dates, well, when you look at the dates, we were obviously combing through these dockets. So yeah, I think they were redacted. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. So I was just looking at this, it could be tradable. So basically it could be like a call option without a time expiring date. So I don't know. I mean, there's lots of ways this could go, but one potential one where Marcus wouldn't be wrong about us not getting equity is if we get a rights offering plus cash, and it's kind of like a red pill, blue pill kind of moment. Like, do you want to stay in? Use that money to exercise and get a share of Teddy? Do you want to just take your $15 per share and then sell the option, the rights offering option.
Yeah.
You know, that could be a way to like either let people off that want to get off, because like if Edwinbarnes is right, and it's like we're a few months away from, you know, things being able to be unveiled, and it's like, would we be willing to take, you know, keep that rights offering or exercise it even to be able to be ready for it when it happens?
Yeah, no, 100%. And, you know, Ryan here in the chat, he says, we do not know if they're doing a rights offering. The context is so important. And you're absolutely right. It very well could not be a rights offering, right? Again, you know, this was months ago that some of this stuff is in these dockets. So it's not like these things were talked about 2 weeks ago. Like, this is stuff that was months old that they were potentially trying to do.
Agreed, but it was Gibbons on August 28th saying that we reviewed the memorandum to issue a rights offering or something like that. I tweeted about it. Let me pull up my latest tweet and let me get the verbiage correct. Review revised proposal regarding Knowles and Section 1145 offering. Now, this is after, you know, we've seen rights offering happen several times, 14 times in this docket. This happened on August 22nd after all, you know, your auctions are done, your APAs are done, everything's done. This is a month and a half later, talking about Section 1145 offerings. Section 1145 is exemption from securities or SEC regulations in a sense where you can do things kind of under the table and in secret. And so I think this happened. I think this is something that was being proposed to class. And I agreed, there isn't enough information here. We're trying to piece together the puzzle based off the tiny bit of information we have.
Yes.
And we're working on it. It's Jake, Salvatore, I assure y'all, we're working together. Hopefully we have something, and when Jake's going to drop it because he can word things in a way that I can't. I'm not an English major. I'm an accounting major. I'm not good with words. I'm good with numbers, and I'm good with legalese because I had to learn it going through college and through my career. Unfortunately, PP, I am going to have to call it early tonight.
The RC guy just came backstage and gave us some tinfoil. All right, you got to at least hear this. Yeah, I've been dying to fucking say this. All right, here it is. We have the RC, the same guy. Now, again, you know, this is the same guy who dropped the 50 days, 50 nights fucking shit. What was it? 50 fucking days to say goodbye, whatever. He came backstage again and he dropped some new fucking tin. Let's take a look at it. He says, Kipling's if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. WB 17, page 11. Where are my tinfoil people out tonight? We got to break this down, man. So right on. Wow. There he is with the red heart and the black heart. There you have it. Wow. Travis, you're muted.
I know I'm muted. I'm telling my kid 2 minutes, 2 minutes,
Oh,
2 minutes.
okay.
Oh, when did he post that?
No, 4 minutes ago.
Also, this is the same guy who dropped the remember the 15th. What was the date? The 15th shit. This is the same guy who dropped the shit, and then the Bye Bye Baby website was live like 2 fucking weeks later, man.
Chat. No, go back to the next one, previous one.
It's the same one.
Chat. Go. And everything that's in it, WB 17 feet.
It's a poem.
11. 17th line, page 11, or 17th chapter.
William Blake? Is that William Blake?
William Blake.
I think that might be. I don't know.
William Blake. I think that is
WB. Yeah. I know.
Dragon.
Hold on. And I know somebody.
If so, he's got class.
And still in chat, probably laugh. I see you. I see you.
This
I know
is
you're
the
there.
same fucking guy, okay, who dropped the tinfoil with Alan Shepard and the fucking Bye Bye Baby website launch before
Dream on Me
anyone
launches.
out there knew, fellas. All right.
And Dream on Me launches Bye Bye Baby on that day. Point blank, did it.
Yeah.
It happened. It occurred. Like they were dead on.
Mm-hmm.
And so if this is the same person, if this is RC, well, there you have it. He watches the show.
There you fucking have it.
It's just
Travis,
Whoa.
loved having you on the show, man. Anything else that you'd like to let everybody else at know home as you as we start well, as you, I guess you head out. We still got about 20 minutes here.
So I know y'all have more time. Thursdays, I have my son alone without my significant other's kids. So Thursdays is like I try to make special for him, some snuggles, and so I got to go do the dad thing and snuggle up with him as we watch TV and go to sleep. Chat, y'all had me rolling today. French toast. I'm glad we have water under the bridge. Edwinbarnes was on. That was dope. And Jake, Salvatore were working on this, right, to have something soon and to provide more information. Until then, we'll see you next time, and I'll leave it as I have the last few nights. Let's fucking go.
Right on. You heard it from Travis. Travis, enjoy the rest of the night, man. Appreciate having you on.
Too. Great seeing you, Michael. Great seeing you, PP.
Take care. Jelly says, don't you think RC has better things to do? Absolutely. But as you remember, he said he's a quote unquote possible, I'm not even going to say it, honestly, because maybe I should. It's supposed to be off the record. All right. So what do you have here pulled up, Michael? Do you think there's something here?
It's just the whole poem. I don't know. If you wanted to read it, it's not that long. It's kind of, it has dreams.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I don't want to read the poem just because I think that maybe we'll just let it get out there, let some people get their hands on it. And we'll go from there, man. Again, I think that the quote is read the poem out loud, PP. All right, I'll run a poll. If you guys really want me to read the poem, I can.
Also, if you want to eat something, I can just read it while you.
No, it's not that. Okay. I can run a. You know what? Just fuck it. Just pull it up. God damn it. Just pull it up. Give a shit. All right. But you guys have to snap like this. All right. It's gonna be like beat poem, beat poet shit. All right. Let's take a look at it. All right. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied to or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give away to hating. And yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. Ewe Williams with the 5. He says, yo, French toast, I had a spy cam on your portrait of Holly fucking Edwin. What's facing your bed? How are yo palm blisters via jacking off? Oh, I meant the herps. Right on, Ewe. All right. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken and stoop and build up and worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone. And so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Right on, dude. All right. Love it, man. You know, it's kind of like about us, you know, there's everyone doubting us. There's everyone doubting the community, the DD. There's gaslighting. There's hate. I mean, this essentially is what we are seeing on a day-to-day basis, you know, against not only our community, but people out there who are, you know, active shareholders of Bed Bath & Beyond. It's highly interesting, fellas. And this is the same guy, I'm telling you guys, that came in here and dropped those dates pertaining to, well, they weren't really dates. They were just, they were Alan Shepard's shit, right? 1011 shares with the 5. WB is offer to purchases a business without real estate interests. Wow. Now that's interesting. Jesse with the 5. Peepee's hair is red. My balls are blue. If RC sent us a poem, you better goddamn read it through. All right. I like that. That was a good one. That was pretty good. I like it. Jesse, that was a good one. No lie. All right. All right. Right on. All right. So we don't, I don't think we have too much to cover for the rest of the night. If you guys don't care about GameStop, we'll probably take a look with Tony at a little bit of TA charts just briefly. We'll see what Tony's thoughts are, and we'll start to bring the show to a close. So, chat, please give a warm welcome to Tony. Hey, Tony, how you doing, man? Welcome to the PP Show. How we doing tonight, man?
How's it going, PP, Michael?
Good, good, man. Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, really good. Just looking forward for this thing to close off and get paid. But yeah, for now, just watching time pass by.
Cool. So you wanted to share a little bit of TA tonight in terms of GameStop. Would love to take a look as we start to bring the show to a close tonight. Did you want to share your screen and we can go ahead and pull it up for everybody out there?
Yeah, sorry. Let me try again. I was trying to share the screen, but let me disable one thing. Okay. Let me know if you can see that.
Yes. Yeah, we have it on the screen here.
Awesome. Right, yeah, so we don't have a Bed Bath & Beyond chart anymore. It came back to TradingView, but then I think it's disappeared again sometime.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to talk about GameStop. We've had a little run recently, and I just wanted to share what I see right now on the chart. I think it's bullish to me. Obviously, this is not financial advice. TA doesn't tell you exactly what's going to happen. It's just a bunch of options, and you need to decide what makes the most sense to you. But basically, this is the chart from June to now. We've been in a downtrend. This is the 4 hours time frame. And we had this little run, and you might be thinking, well, is it going to continue going up or is it going to go down? Both things are possible. So I'm just going to share what I see. So for example, you might think, well, when it's had runs like this recently, it's just come back down, and this may be a similar one. So it could be logical that, especially like being, sorry, I think I have a downtrend here. So being kind of in a downtrend, it makes sense that the price, every time that it touches the top resistance, it will continue to go down and make like lower lows and lower highs, right? So
yes,
it could make sense that it would make exactly the same thing here. Just stop there and then just continue going down, maybe making a new bottom.
Do you think that it's going to make a new bottom pretty soon?
I don't think so.
You think
again,
it will?
It's possible, but I do think that this is actually the bottom that we have for the foreseeable, and I will try to explain why. So if I go to the weekly chart, give me a second.
It also has more volume. The one in the middle didn't have any volume behind it. I mean, it had quite a bit of volume pumping it up.
Yeah, and that's one of the
which kind
things
of
I want to mention.
validates it.
So I have a channel here. So this channel is the one that everyone is familiar with. We've been in this channel for a very long time, and it just happens that you can see all the touches that it had on the top, on the bottom, and also the basis line or the center line also seems to be very relevant and having reactions. And we can see that this bounce with high volume, like Michael is saying, is on the bottom of the channel. So that's very positive to me. Another reason why I think that this could be the bottom is because
Although I guess the last two also had high volume, so I mean, there's that as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that every time that you have high volume, you have a reversal, but it's more likely that you have a reversal with high volume, right? Another reason is that if you look at where it made the bottom in that line, it makes sense that it could use this old resistance as current support. So again, it doesn't mean that just because you have that line there, it necessarily needs to be the actual bottom. It could go potentially up to 8 or 9. We don't know, but I think personally, from what I see right now, that this could be the bottom.
Which also makes sense, like in like the thesis of that cause a squeeze was that they were going to have all that, it was going to become a tech company. And so now that, you know, at least for right now, the GameStop marketplace isn't there, it makes sense that it would have a bottom as where GameStop was just as a regular retailer. So until that thesis changes, that would make sense that would be the bottom. Is at least my opinion.
Well, potentially, although sometimes the charts are not so directly connected to the fundamentals, like in such real time kind of thing. But yeah, possibly. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to mention is that this is the channel that makes the most sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You could potentially draw another channel like this one, which I don't think applies as well as the other, but you can see the reactions on the bottom and on the top as well, and also on the basis line. This one could potentially indicate that it might need to find a bottom on the basis line of the channel a little bit lower. Again, I think that the other one applies better, at least for the time being.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm just looking at your chart there. So you're thinking there's going to be a bottom at 9? About $9?
I think that I personally think that the bottom is seen for now, because I think
if the deal's done, we'll fucking break out of this for sure.
Yeah. I'm just talking like these normal movements that it does, and I'm not talking about in the scenario where there's forced liquidation of shorts. Obviously, in that case, it would just rocket, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to show is in the 4 hours chart. I'm going to go to linear mode instead of logarithmic. So let's see what I had over here. Well, on the daily chart, obviously, if you've been paying attention, you know that we left the gap. So I'm going to put that in blue. So with gaps, as you know, they typically get filled at some point. So if I ask you, PP, what do you think that GME is going to do tomorrow? What do you think that it will do?
Like what price it's going to be tomorrow?
Like, do you think that it's going to close this gap tomorrow, for example?
What is the price at right now of GameStop? It's under 15.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, man. Like, I mean, if it's, if it retested $16 and, now it's coming back down, it's possible. Yeah. I mean, it could fill that. I'm not too sure. I'm not really a TA sort of guy, but,
right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to ask you because I think I think the gaps is the main thing that everyone picks very quickly, which is that they tend to be filled. So most people I would think would expect this to be filled tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to warn that it doesn't need to be the case because sometimes they want to trap bulls or shorts or whatever. So they might leave a technical gap, I think it's called, and just run up again. Go higher, in my opinion, it might go to 20. I'll show why in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that would also leave them like another reason to still have some bearish thoughts on people, even if it goes up, to close the gap later. But it doesn't have to. Like, most likely we'll just close it tomorrow, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So on the 4-hour chart time frame, let's see what else I have. So this was a trend-based Fibonacci extension that allows you to get targets, and that predicted the top that we've had very recently. So using the same tool, let me zoom out a bit. Either with these two or just with this one here, both give me like 19.9 target around 20, right? You could also get the Fibonacci retracement extension. If we assume that we fill the gap tomorrow or soon, it could go to 20 as well. So these are just some coincidences that I see. We also see that that's the old one that I mentioned already. So there's also this strong support that we had in June. So this one could become resistance as well. It's also falling around that area.
Right.
So this doesn't guarantee anything, but it increases the chances that something interesting happens around that area, at least some partial resistance, right? And finally, just some. So this is the previous downtrend resistance, this trend line that I showed before, that could indicate that we're still in a downtrend and we might continue going down. But if we break it and we go to 20, I could explain later a bit more. But there's another one, which is this one. So this one, I got it connecting. Sorry, let me change the tool. I got it connecting the wick of this candle with this candle body, and it matches 20 very, very soon. Sometimes I use trend lines to calculate. That's how I get the timing usually. Again, it doesn't need to happen, but I've had instances, including with Bed Bath & Beyond, where it's gone unexpectedly to one of these lines that I draw beforehand. So that's something that I will be watching. If it happens, it could happen very soon. I'm talking tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. But yeah, and then lastly, just to finish, again, this could just bounce directly. If we are in this scenario where we go to 20, it could just bounce and leave the gap there, go to 20 and then come back. Or it could just fill the gap and then go there and then come down. If the gap is not filled, if it just bounces directly, I would expect that the consolidation could be long and leave enough time so that when it closes the gap, is on top of this line.
I see.
So that's my speculation. That's what I wanted to share.
Wow.
But yeah, that's about it.
All right, right on. You heard it from Tony, man. Tony, appreciate having you on the show. And Chad, let's get some love for Tony on his way out. Take care, Tony.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
And if you want to look into IEP later, that'd be great.
I'd love to see some charts on IEP too, Tony. Right on. All right.
Thank you.
Take care, Tony. See you. All right, there you have it. Michael, let's go ahead and start bringing the show to a close tonight. What are your thoughts, man? I know there was a lot of talk, a lot of discussion in terms of Marcus, and after just kind of understanding Ross's point of views and things like that. Me personally, I'm not going to change my view. The only thing that we should be focused on is what is going to become of DK Butterfly, right? And in terms of where equity is going, when these nulls will be applied, shareholders, being preserved, things like that. So I think those are the types of things in terms of a discussion. And again, my apologies for getting worked up. It's just,
no, it's all
I'm
good.
very passionate, man, and I fucking love this community, man. And I think that there's few people out there who are really like the real deal. And until you prove yourself otherwise, talk is fucking cheap, man, so there you have it. Michael, give us some closing thoughts, man, as we bring the show to a close tonight. What are your thoughts, man, that you'd like everybody to know at home? We still have 1,100 people tuning in tonight in the show. What would you like them to know? Let's hear it.
Well, one, I just think no stock, no company exists in a vacuum. So, I'm trying to figure what's all around us, And you know, for me, I'm curious about Marcus, right? You know, this someone wrote an article on him saying that he held hostage like some small companies, right? And that could be self-interested, or it could just be that, you know, I know for me, a lot of people, you know, when I sold my vending machine business, right, I had lots of people come in and want to buy it, and I could tell that they were just not prepared.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have an idea, and so it would make sense. And I don't know if this is the case. I mean, it could just be that maybe, you know, he's not a good person, but it could just be that, look, like he wanted to, it's like, he didn't want to invest a lot and then have them just drop the ball because they didn't know what it really takes to make something happen. Right. I mean, being creative, a lot of people are creative, but to put in the hard work, that's pretty rare. So I don't know. I guess we'll see with that, but I'm excited. I'm excited for a lot of things, and it seems like it's coming together. So just gonna let it happen. We got RC in the chat. That was amazing. Thanks.
That's a good night, man. By. You know, yeah. I mean, fuck. You know, that really turned my night around for sure, man. You know, seeing him pop in, and you know, it's just everybody just is just like me. You know, we just want answers, and you know, we just need to keep pushing forward and, you know, putting our nose to these dockets, this DD, and hopefully, man, you know, we'll see if 2741 ends up being the docket. And with that being said, Michael, we appreciate having you on the show here, and thank you for showing up, and hope to see you tomorrow, man, for the PP show after dark, which Mrs. PP will be opening. Is that right, baby? All right on. Michael, enjoy the rest of the night. We'll see you later. There you have it, man. The fucking PP show. All right, we got together. We talked some DD, man. You know, we had a good old time. And again, you know, there's a lot of stuff to be discussing here, fellas. You know, there's a lot of interesting shit. And, you know, if we're not putting our time into the dockets, you know, what are we doing? You know? One thing I'm sure a lot of people have noticed all across X, you know, things have calmed down. Things have cooled off, man. There was a lot of battling back and forth, a lot of hate being thrown around between communities. Things seem to have calmed down now, which is fantastic, man. I love to fucking hear it. So with that being said, we're going to bring the show to a close, man. We'll have our normal show tomorrow night. We should have some good stuff to talk to. Or good stuff to cover. I really want my fucking Teddy books, man. You know, where is my goddamn Teddy books, Ryan Cohen? I need to have them. I need to sit here, drink my fucking whiskey, man, and fucking read the Teddy books to the good people at home on a Friday night, man. All right. So with that being said, we're going to bring the show to a close, man. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in, you know, into the show, enjoyed it. You know, whether you donate, you share the show. You know, we appreciate having you guys here with us. I love doing the show every night for you guys. And again, very happy that it looks like, again, that, you know, possibly whoever this RC person who's joined backstage, you know, we should probably analyze a little bit of that poem. So I'll be looking forward to seeing the tinfoil after the show. I'm sure there's some people out there that are already putting their nose to it since we pulled it up. And with that being said, I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of the night, man. As we bring the show to a close, man, we'll leave you guys off with a nice old dildo slap, man, on the way out. Enjoy the night. Love you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, our show will be at 8:30 CT tomorrow night. And then I think an hour and a half before the show, I believe Sal is doing a space call. So with that being said, enjoy the fucking night, fellas. We'll see you then. Enjoy the fucking dildo slap. I fucking love you all, man. And to some of the peepees out there who are coming out to the PP Pulte party, I cannot fucking wait to meet all of you, man. So enjoy the fucking mushroom stamp on the way out. Love you all. We'll see you Friday night. Peace.